what? We want change. We want the law to be removed. Yes, tax there be Ghana youth. Almost started idea what Twitter. If we are not going for this guy national security, almost a demonstration. If we are not other groups to talk with Muhammad Sikedi and a group no much. Basically, one was the last one who fixed the country. Fix the country. Corruption. Now we are not for corruption. You are corrupt. So what we had demonstration on principle crowd for you bribe one. How would the nation change? And so can you to the moment to make change Ghana Magana here? Come on to Mama good evening near Kwaba near Republic.
If you nanke holiday, so not the ordinary day because the holiday view each year. Na
yes, Egyaso pa.
Ye chia Ghana food na we are seeing afenenya ye chill bia one washer and one wuti any new vision movement to full any young supporters, friends and family. Ye chia papa. Inti asama o kan efia ho. But na me meka achichi ye na yenre ne say ye na have a part to play in this substandardness. Inti my young pointy fingers. Ye na ya accept say.
Ye na ya kahona adena je
go. Ye na ya kahona adena bidu se na bidu. Inti how do we elevate from this point forward? Because they say ya hit rock bottom. Ghana na asay apro atatil apansam. As I say, ye my so. Ye point fingers to NDC. Ye point fingers to MPP. Ye na ye part of it. Ye na ye Ghana for. Inti na me the message and say, baby, I be do as I say, you take a different path, a different direction. Because if you're sad going around the country and speaking to youth and then say, "Womu pino in what's wrong with me away?" When you say you're wrong, we feel say, Papa or Timothy swear across you. Oh, now say penny funny VSC $100,000, 1 million, 10 million. Now me cross the year now about the country.
As I don't know.
Sunday obia mindset say. Now me take it ya me ye de. Some of the men say me trap them wa then I say that's their mind. So when who say a principle of indiscipline, just as much to say no we are 10 million, yeah, a principle of corruption. So inti obia wone level or in terms of send a word say your man no. Inti yanga the conscious few, no, because we only need a few good men and women say, Obe wake up, Obe take responsibility and ownership for their kosi. No, because you know what, hearing your part of that narrative view, yeah, but see as a son yama. So now Kofu P say we need all of us to change and son or man we don't. Okay. We need just a few committed people to say you see. Yes, there are 12.5 million youth. Over 85% were on social media. Once they come together and work as a block, no, it's done. And only near push say, ye been young to that point not to send away Arab Spring, yeah. What's the sign? Send uncle for best son or be accept say, baby, ye do ne. So, because what you know individually, any in isolation, it looks as if say you're so behemoth, but as I say, in who would respect, you know, near kakra will be to you and one so yet. So, because let's say Ghana baby, I do no moment me now say me, I'm so humbled by the extent of baby I do not say. Me pese ye can NDC MPP party asem krabio. What they Ghana for? Ye na yemre together say ye na ye mama no wu. Yemre together near ye. And because the way it takes our side, in case the way it takes our side, in case the way it takes our side, because now the bottom line is say ebedu baby ne best say am a we MPP, we NDC, we you know. So inti edu point yentumi nyenyi yim say we say. Nere kind of say Ghana, there is an urgency on our hands. let's come together, let's fix this thing as a people, as siblings of one mother. Yen fix Sadi. Name fi honko. Now yet to me attain altitude now. Yet to me attain right altitude now. Then we can dance around and get sexy and yebe NDC MPPs. I don't know. Say they you're a dip down into a crash. As I say, it means your control near gain altitude.
Yeah. At a plane airport, but remember, that's why I make say oh grapevine. You must say, party third force for no more Kasani, and I was very happy. Say we need to do a big like a wrecking ball kind of moment for Ghana. You bet me baby a direction because you know I have to say baby I hear konenye. You know I have to say because it's enemy checking public debt. Your public debt inquiry 658 billion. You're trying 600 public debt. It's serious. It's a holiday. I'm happy because look, Republic, like I say, you didn't holiday, you didn't say because we don't even appreciate what we fought for to become a republic. A republic see about managerial resources, a republic see and share or him. But what are we using that power for? We are using it to misappropriate Sikana Yawano. You know, from the very time or him we misappropriate and haven't seen that we are still misappropriating.
Yep.
You know, is it can you confirm some pass more kasa among yourselves? A part of Kumani idea that you can do a major takeover, show them.
No query. If the problem we have in this, most of and I said some of the independents and smaller political parties, you know, appendages of NDC and MPP. Inti were infiltrate to ultimately bring yang down.
How?
Inti one sheni ye kakre bi pe wakofa ade anse se wofa na de akoshe baby ebe ye chi no no one hwie ni amani na egu. So and that's the aim because MPP and NDC who said one year as popular and as liked said kano obiara retune say one year mu fi ode yen hwe inti won so one percent wow smart population inti no why and say one creating profubi Wama we see kasi munko shim na munye mo se mo sumo independent and more per se ye be alliance na ye alliance
it's MPP do mo ya na nka mo ma ye e ma kam ho aboma no ma se da be rewrem
wa se da ko be rewrem if it's so hard to tell say they've gotten a little sophisticated into who to me because what ba offer meme policies are made for 2019 now say obiara ka meme policies no Inti the all COVID quarantine policies are the most popular. What is difference between or no COVID quarantine? There's no difference because now COVID quarantine can or no so akusi.
Yeah, ni agenda from a small for me.
Inti na ebeya na or to say COVID quarantine the well let's bring them together. Sana obia we are on the outside that who through near Erisino. What is COVID quarantine? You can't ask them if you can't ask them. Tell them namun come mum to namunye baku, namunye powerful force, and I know so no quarry because one word about with an agenda say, yeah, can you bomudia and if what be started, I infiltrate no one report strategies ama one bosses not what they are saying yama. Inti will be reacting. It's about being incidents of one disqualified because one question na one so. That is what we are working with now. Minoka said just before Mary Bahano, we're on a meeting out. Yerba press conference in the next maybe next week. Yerba assemble. One there have been a couple of alliances. Binom Statia na Eshiegu because of Sasim Yenti. You performation not because Obiadi as at the or the adjourned panel, the crochet alliance room. Or the crochet movie, a chiobe who said, Okoshima no one said, Kululu Birokoso. Inti, not why apprehensive, not I feel so pull out. Now we pull out, and Uncle Fubin so, who said, Birokoso. The work come with an agenda. Inti, who said, Inti, na it's gotten so difficult. But near Percy, a catcher Ghana for, they say, ultimately, no. There is a group I about shake out. Not ye won na conditions yet be ma won a ye did say we clean no. Yet to me our congress near one person ye now corally around. Well, nefe yabema electoral commissioner be supervise sa Congress no na one legitimize nipa kono no aye the person ye na yeri you know say onko face MPP NDC.
Okay, I really believe it because now we have TPP forecast almost fill the candidates. I was like, a whole Nkrumah party, almost fill the candidates. Said that you now hear TPP even in national executive crowd to say, and perform no more consent talk. And they say, I'm a friend for my nature. And their chance we in the way, and their chance we all win in interest. BS is so I have almost a previous candidate. I say, I'm ambassador, like I say. There's a deliberate agenda for men this near people say, yeah, parties no more near Guno. But they are not there. We can never get a credible third force. But what can we do to ensure that any Ghana for ever sponsor your third force? And also,
well, let's say if you when it's all said and done, you best song once or you been your percent Ghana Funa accept one say one the credible formation. And because Ghana Fupi said, as I say, you know, but together. A false narrative I want to create to say, oh, till say, you know, between but together, and not you're strong enough to fight MPP because when him say, and yet possible say you now between but together because the fact that what do but together that means say what be infiltrate you know bring it a whole deck of cards and it down. So into one creates that false narrative man say, oh, so what we now to me amadia and ye
now so can agenda no
and no can agenda no hunting when create man who say you are friending Esan Kuma actual article be why there can never be an independent candidate, which blows my mind. For a person or no few say or accomplished to say there could never be a possibility that an independent. Now we share examples the idea was cited who say it's been manufactured to create an agenda and a perspective. And he said sentiment say, oh, Sanko did it's not worth it, don't waste your time because but ni now can the MPP agenda no so I say because Esan Kuma is an appendage of MPP. Inti one now can agenda now when create no say one can now go for any narrative. But
MPP for no mom they cookies agenda.
Of course, someone was some agents who create a narrative no many say Nipan buy into oh Toma independent there was say vote because they are woman need nominate that's not true. Yeah, pe adena yanko into offending a debate. No one for Mr. Mahama, one for Dr. Baumiyama, one for Mr. Chemantima, no one for independent candidates, Nema Kofi Granting and the Cheddar and everybody else. Now him debate na Ghana Funia who say, hey, you know why you're credible. If you're going into 2024, Niama 2 pe ne matter. 2. Character, economy. Character and economy.
That's
it. Nisuni buying no nipa train one feel it down. Mahama Bahumia Chairman one feels a honor did down. One feel.
Subano, na Chairman so feel Subano.
Oh, na say and or no and yet primaries year. What you need feel me uncle your bona fide MPP ni who now Robert Yaka came say and yes sir come on obianim what you need feel primaries munti no feel it the need says it's all called independent or you know say or your candidate uncle on MPP
okay
Minorika say crowd they still working on him so bad because they say you know to tell the truth he has no pathway to the presidency because Ken and Crawford and Kebe support to no never man some worth and some foundation. No, say you need no what they are Ken, but say Ken a shift to call. It is possible. Inti Baumia has absolutely no leverage. Wouldn't him say I'm making no car. What's the rest of to say one thing I'm making that. And so I'm sure say sir,
because this are so the genuine choices, so no.
Oh, Master, Ken obey Yao MPP for said there's no way so no I'm a candidate of choice now. Bahumia can never win against Mahama. And I want
okay, but I also just want to be changing again.
Okay, of course, I said you'll be on case they want to be changing actually. But I'm American said because I will changing actually, he goes with his pack. Ne pack no record with an inti. It's and also I then I'm a Bahumia based I a thinner. I'm a net based I a thinner. Inti say only negotiating. I'm sorry. I'm a chairman thing based. I'm a chairman thing based. I thinner. Inti only negotiating block to send an hour first. Inti say Ken listen. Ken looked at it and said there's no way he's going to be able to. He can't guarantee that he's going to be healthy in 2028. Inti the best choice since he's Oran running against Baumiano said. Obeding ordinary Hobeka Koba no be Jenny Sikedi. Deal I want in a year, and it's because one of Becca's woman $800 million. When you
$800 million.
They offered him $800 million and he didn't take it. Into what the man says, weapon so they and you're not
more. He himself said it. Make this all there.
Oh, I made a Marty. Ubi or waiting act to say, Waka. So they offered him $800 million. Into American said, whatever, and if you're a serious so say actually the measure say details but Benjamin America now ono can never can say they offered him 800 million and he refused. In America say chairman thing to one America say hey now can I now call Baba Mame leverage na say oko yi inti me I don't have a political future and we all know that chairman thing doesn't have a political future at this point. He's not going to run 2028. He better not for his own good.
For his own good. So creating a pathway.
Creating a pathway, but it's not going to get him anywhere because Anka on a Ken Mergy and Anka or some solid say.
For me a big third force. When you need some way to make change elections no.
To tell the truth, Alan Chemanting don't have the credibility in terms of character, so the about third force. And the reason is that
what I mean and characters are saying because say in terms of political choice, they don't have character. In terms of character, so there. You see, you've been a very a politician of integrity, Anna. Do you have any corruption issue against Alan Chemanting?
There be of course, because then they see Obeye minister Kofo Bree out on Tongue and properties there, Washington, all over the world. Then did we see the money? We didn't see the money. Number two, Commander Sugar Factory. What came of Commander Sugar Factory?
No. Now, Debbie, why are you even attacking?
I'm not attacking.
I'm not, for want of a better word, but what are you questioning Alan about Commander?
Because you, Alan Chemanting could get loans for Commander Sugar Factory. Wabra at the time could get loan. Now one up can Parliament or say chairman supposed to. I'm making it definitively clear. Say Commander Sugar Factory is a white elephant. Yes, or abandoned project. No one can. Inti, did he not believe Nana? You friend, or say chairman supposed to account. Make I mean ni parliament to honor or say chairman supposed to made a lot of sense. I think because in sooner now, Commander Sugar Factory parameter now what as say would the actual swamp no contaminate from PrA because of galamsey.
Okay.
Intina argument and I say so would sugar no crampa worry to me use because any product worthy.
Okay.
Intina Chamatia and say well yeah Commander Sugar Factory out of desperation said no person your dignity what lump sugar fee say friend Croiso say Vietnam will say he phone now what the lump sugar ne ban what the begu yang free But what kotolam?
We are coming that sugar. We got sugar free baby. No, we be boom.
What koto sugar fi abrochi?
The only one captain man so come say sugar. Then sugar. Got to be baby. They be boom.
Major, American no quarry at you. Me na American. Listen to me. Or no, what friend Alan Chamantin or kind of Poladum Ochi show. So, Monko pool tape on Namore. Say, Okotolam sugar. No, they are begum, no, media sugar. Now, the whole idea is the most ridiculous thing because the moment I okoto sugar and if you are bruchino, you kill the profitability of the whole
exactly,
process.
Exactly.
What's the sense? Thought I say, oh no, can you? And you America won't go pool ni record. Ni last interview here with Poladomochi, oh no, kind, and it's the most ridiculous thing. But if you are, let's say, no one him say, after now, there was the parameter, no. One got tongue deep and say, what did you appetition? Because we'll make more money. Appetition sellers not making more money from appetition channels than sugar, no. Sanity. Wabra Kwame Nkrumah EMR case as space Nina say one new ashuro. Now, in close proximity to
with
the
factory.
So na ebema profitability na akoso Kwame Nkrumah nyansa.
Exactly.
You know more akosai what the galam say na akosai insunu wapra. Na pra na enwini abegu parameter no. Inti say sanity inti ato na apetesicha. Come on, man. Sanity. Mr. Mahama could get $37 million from Exim Bank or the buy so the Baba commendation. One feasibility. Because number one, Commander Sugar Factory was not a $37 million project. It was less than a $12 million, $15 million project. It will blow up. Low no what you could Exim Bank will buy no because what the parkway Commander Sugar Factory. No would be Sikano, no would be here Commander Sugar Factory. No realize it's a project in the area successful into a beton. Worry tono, Neo Babaton pay analysis in who say value
it's not worth it.
Into no echo on them. Into what offload the 2015 going to 2016 ma MPP. MPP buy no instead of what push project in our way no. What say what the PJ funds? Inti Alan Chairman loans so what the bay na what a bisa missy in Korea na agu Indian food no
now second one and also shit.
Missy go online right now and type say Commander Sugar Factory loans about 87 or say $89 million. NDC Koje 37 through Exxon from India. In Kaini na MPP ne Koje Sikanaway. When a person like this comes and says, about a transformational a year, my question is, listen, you can even handle Commander Sugar Factory. So I say, and plus the fact say, who we're friending primaries, MPPU say, when I head honcho of the primaries now. And come on, you'd gladly love to be an MPP. Until I don't know about and I feel like I say MPP the way I say, come on, that's not character. You've been in MPP for over 2 decades. Well, who said when your party pa? I feel I would say, well, yeah, you Dukadaya mafioso cabal. Well, there can't be a Dukadaya mafioso cabal. You've been part of this Dukadaya mafioso cabal. Mr. Chairman, you have no character. I'm sorry. I can't work.
I know people say your friend about me. I said about me, I so for no one can say he wasn't allowed to work. Or not so how about if he comes for it or no bear some kind of
Maria. Baumia de who said Baumia Masa. But Baumia is a comedian. The guy is he's a comedian. The guy is listen, when you vote, listen, we've seen it say we voted for clowns and that's why we have a circus. And I won't say we have a circus. Baumia is going to be the master clown of the circus. The guy does not know what he's talking about. What can I say? He's a friending
economist.
Economist. or mess up economy. He says he's a digital guy.
Let's say up economy. He name who was running the show, which is Ken Overata.
Oh, come on. Who? I don't know, head of the economic management team.
He wasn't allowed to work. There was another committee set up in Bank of Ghana.
Okay, so we cannot believe the nonsense. Say, as a vice president, you don't have a pool in the economics of a country. We cannot accept that. And now, if you make a submission, they say to you, the job of a political party is to present the citizens of a country the best candidate
of the best,
the best of the best. If that candidate messes up, you don't go after the candidate. It's the party who offered you the candidate who pays. Because if they don't pay, then they can always spit out a candidate for you. A high sense air conditioner and juma and your salesperson and now the course when I told my minty maybe you go to high sense the factory and I said the store at Tom you look for a sales manager and say you sold me a defective project, change it. And I just exactly. You go after the company now what Tom product in the mouth. Now yeah, the defective air conditioner no call. Nia where and say one refurbish answer the amaye. Enya juma
okay, me too analogy na say. That's about me.
What you say Bahumia is a defective product. Yempeno. And the company on my the defective product or no na overpay for the consequences of a bad economy of Ghana, which is MPP. Inti we MPP bema because if you see the company or on my end the product, the bad product name pay, they will always give us a bad product. Inti they say if Kufuor comes out as the salesperson, the manager, and okay, say listen, it wasn't the fault of the company. It was the salesperson now, Otom, which happens to be a Kufuor, bad salesperson. Oh no, yeah, all the bad mistakes. He goes out when in a the company don't want to take any responsibility. When you Kufuor, still have faith in High Sense, the company. High Sense will use some for a not another a clown. On no buy no say whiskey on no whiskey of economy. This is when you start title because also upon bad products. What another best or your digitization wizard. Digitization say your augmented reality, nanotechnology.
Digitization baby
yeah, quantum computing, the nanotechnology, and the Internet of Things.
But in the absence of nothing, at least digital database, you to be looking at people now.
In the absence of nothing, there's not a creative absence of nothing. And you want cluelessness, create the absence of nothing now. What kind of? If Ghana wants to get ahead now, we have to remove them because they are truly clueless. Get it? Clueless. When you're clueless, Anka, Dr. Baumiere ma can't change the Oba president, Obama cars now run locally. I run it on electric. Meanwhile, a couple of months ago, you gave away young lithium. How can you give away young lithium and still push for say electric cars? International I mean, does that make sense to you? What kind of clown does that? What kind of
there's another source. Have you also thought about the other sources of energy on media power, which is not necessarily lithium?
Any bad toilet energy. Because in Dubai, no. Listen, in Dubai, yeah, they will use toilet for fuel. Correct?
No, there was sample project biogas.
Biogas, and America say toilet energy. Because I don't know a master of toilets. That's the only way I see that person. The pathway to energy, will be through toilets because no achievement. So OC toilets. name for commune any space microbiome technology near you were friending gene technology it just a near country say what the one master said what the wussy toilets incidentally my main country if you can never build toilets in isolation. Toilet should be part of housing. Say where you obi danga man our living room, bedroom, our kitchen, or your driang no di because we're near a bed in which me a toilet. What call your toilet man for one your kitchen am I want? Did you ever think about that?
Well, one we are okay.
Now, so where's the toilet? Men I'm chrome name who toilets now, kitchen in count. Into wouldn't be a better in which me use to toilet.
The system near run over Ghana, no baby, almost seen a fire day before, so they eat on the street.
Where then?
Oh, a fire day before, only power wow,
okay, indeed, what a part me say, hawkers don't deserve housing. So I know where I can't tell them.
No, I'm saying that the understanding behind it no will be that perhaps I'm rest stops near there no. Be a restaurant
Ghana no just
everyone might just toilet no but
if you were a part said the whole Ghana rest stops.
I'm not saying that I'm trying to do like find an explanation say it's possible say because this is exactly what they need. I can't say that so they just need a place to ease themselves.
If you are I'm being blunt. Singapore, all the hawkers on the street have a place to lay their head. The number one concern, because we need a place to lay your head at, you can't even possibly begin to address healthcare. Do you know how smart they are? Because we need baby that there is a high propensity say yari would you up on thing so inti wo baby da hawkers say wo chrome now what on near my what the high rise 50-story building no what team high rise so your boys now then be no 3-bedroom apartment no be on a bedroom no share kitchen what cohono monarch arrangements in our damn honor
yeah but you can't to be say the problem Ghana to me for this ano. And yeah, Baumia near creative. Baumia by power that 8 years ago. That we have a fundamental problem in Ghana. To we have the question. We have a fundamental problem in Ghana and Singapore any pay as we speak.
Anything.
By any pay as we speak.
Catch them.
Yeah,
no problem.
The corruption, we have lack of planning. I didn't see baby now bedroom baby. You say something about me, toilet street talkers. Baby, or better have more one son.
If you are hearing the creative corruption, no.
That's the focus the corruption regarding the video.
What did you for time now corruption was Mahama time now corruption was Atamil's time corruption was Baumia time corruption was okay. In America, I say. What we are present in that time in your spectrum, no, ye corruption if you can we not do that?
But what if you can't show the kind of system you run Ghana? Can we remove corruption?
And let me say,
completely,
if you you solve problems from the root cause, not from the symptomatic points. Into root cause, no, he not create. He doesn't create problem, no. What we are bound, no, wouldn't we create problem? Because when you're willing, say, hey, one crop for a kukudama, will run ministers, ministers of state, Nemonia, they are what they want to say, one wop or crossing will be a. And you want why I'm saying.
I don't have any evidence. When you say go forward, I don't have evidence.
Okay, I'm saying, you were friending. Galamsey no asura bofo no wo fi heaven no be galamsey anu dufa abetia no na wan disappear because we person accept say ministers and impanyufo pastors no many ade no wo ye galamsey one wo ye because then no be ntumi ntire won because the problem of galamsey is so simple if you excavators no and also fi heaven neighbor and if port mentias you excavator beer yenya excavators no aka so obi say port inti ebedu mainland no na wonga register no say e wo VIN number and e wo special ID number be a one register registration no na one man a tag no a real time tagger extra positioning a system. Now they are tagging. It's a number be our Ghana. What you tracking? What to me through satellite? Then partner difficult. Class 1 for electronics. Yeah,
but and you see a brand this one, but only set tracker. Me report our tema. GPS if one steps for cry you view or tema. The tracker contain a transit cargo. What you say go to me tracker no?
Okay.
Then we are able to dismantle the tank. You know, almost tracker or harbor. Computer makes a car and sit at my about na can you know.
Intina make us say, if you so simple. Oh, we're ready. What the tracker share or friending a frame. What the share excavator. Now the owner of the excavator in less than 24 hours. The next time Obeko tracker no hon Obeko excavator no hon Obehu say one dismantle and now when you tracker. Okay. Inti se wo eya wode if you want register excavator in your name.
To your name.
Now,
okay.
Now wo ko hu say when tracker no one report here. An instant revocation of your license. I wouldn't mean yet galamsey view.
Okay. And when the whip is cramped, unko ye view.
That wouldn't ye view. It is a one yes, any parkono the excuse they say, oh, trackers no one to traffic. You know, in team paying fund the year timer. Not to say we a weak leader. And it's so simple. Me say I am one. Because what to me wire tracker in such a way say what disconnected tracker now the whole computer system of the excavator will shut down. Trackers will hostile. Obia ba
to me move you got a normal cars
me say to me how many miles a tracker a excavator no how deeper arms to not dig statistics ni na no a bit me a computer so near how much earth you are digging at every specific point. Say we'll track an year 2 hours a day, 6 hours a day, 24 hours a day. A bit my aspects nina. Missy, the MPP government is a weak, wicked, abro government. One an wo to in the 1% wo because then na gold that ended up in Dubai. Yet $20 billion plus. Now gold that ended up in South Africa. If you South Africa for net to young gold, 43% of young 43% of 80% of young exportables. 80% of young exportables near gold, oil, and cocoa. 43% of 80%, you know. Gold. Guess who gets it? South Africa.
South Africa. And your professor one in Ghana for nipa boni for any family smuggle. And say there was a story about their chicas almost smuggle cocoa, their cocoa d'Ivoire.
And I see if ye cocoa no enya soro bofo no wo ba no wo be fa e wo bibiani no wo de ko efa port na eko. Inti most of it young exports gold are efi ha kwa brochiri no. Close to 90% of it by air. Into what the fact kotoka because they need to declare
kotoka.
Into baby air fans and air cotton play muno and your government officials are wana. If you catch them.
You see, national security facility in the emum into
national security for no what can who be. Waka hu wonimpa na ya go di figana eko Dubai. Inti ade no won ka hwe because what na your government or friending elements
appointees.
So what na your part of sa duka daya mafioso cabal ringi no what the gold ni fi akwa abrochiri. So
but the problem is that when you know what can problems in and that is why a lot of people thought that any other parties in say cheddar or say CPP or PNC why all of you will come together. Say forces. No, not for me. A formidable third force. One agenda. I know now my and this NPP grow agenda. But one person to say even in spite of agenda, we'll get some good 1-2 be able to media. So how are we getting there? Because they're okay, see, and we keep repeating the same thing. Yes, it's true. Said this is the problem. How do we get there when how can we bring all of you together? Let us say, look, let's face this election. 6 months to election. Let's do a showdown. Let's disrupt the system. Let's shake the system. How can we do that?
2024, we're going to disrupt the system. I have a lot of faith in the youth. Say youth, they are laying lions. Who say we're dormant, but they're going to rise up.
Youth, emojis to kaya koto
we don't need all the youth to be proactive. We need some of the youth to rise. So, and baby, any ma revolution be a take on the majority of the people. Start revolution. Inti mede, I have faith. Youth are many one kasano. May will faith will say come December no, they will rise up and seize their destinies. I have a lot of faith. Now I'm per se youth neti asene say Mat one cheng in kese j all the units, independents in the small political parties now but together and I show legitimacy because one cross bars will also say one papa. So inti kakrana yebebe together no. May have been in here since 2019. If you many pretty much ubia kasa ochina many 2 independent candidates never have lunch ochina individually because I want to get in there. One crowd will invite me say entanase. Oh, into these people no seem say no one so
serious. Some showdown
4% genuinely know what but together and because obia bre. Obia bre. The only people I want to pay ANDC and NPP for because they still loving it. So inti mede na memory straight MPP and NDC for where your supporters and say yemre together for Ghana. Ghana bre. It's so sad.
On the MPP for any big crab banner, we are ready to partner with them.
Oh, America said there be if you let me tell you this. Make up places baby me who MPP so for me who NDC for we sit we talk and they tell me say we're MPP for they tell me say we're NDC for but they believe in what I'm doing and they support me. Worrying to me out because of backlash in no one may you want to say oh you got makufi but minim say bring you do if you 2020 nipa 17 million register on the register. 6.3 or 6.8 million per net, 12.3 million net tuapa. So into close to 5 million people on tuapa. Ding ti. Because when we have one choice not on the ballot. Now me Jimmy D said 2024 no, sa 5 million will rise because we'll be one choice on the ballot. Plus all the offending apathy no yeri says the yen nipa kasana word to niamase no way more sympathetic to baby Ghana do Ghana dinu if you name talk gobe first let me dig gobe 15 cities say me talk gobe 25 cities or charge me park no 1 city no charge me fork with the park which is 50 pesos inti
fork ring na so betua.
Oh, you and a parking. Me pay wa habamu, but me pay me your no more. Inti ochiche wa habanu ma no they have to park mama. Inti mitia. So inti say $25 or 25 cedis go back. It is a midi go back 3 times a day. How do I live in Ghana? That is for go back kwano miracle 1,000 cedis. Inti me fa kan kwa adwuma. And I live in the neighborhood. Just say I easy security phobia last week. Na me no one so say what that baby away adwuma no.
Friday exactly.
Yes, the Friday no let me say him what that and was cardboard. Cars na two corner. Na car park one se one kete on cardboard.
Waiting tuntum ni nyina because of cars kati
in tuntum they family members kwadwo wom kwame wom kwasi wom ne adinti in tuntum no wati asese Ghana fu say ye wo helm inti one cow bebre wo very o dey but one new bebre because one who say
tuntum no kra ko kira no
massa say in tuntum ni na ye in alignment with Ghana ye thing inti what near say enye easy o Ghana ye thing efia Ghana ye thing inti near person youth say listen, we coming all out, but you believe we say youth now have to meet us halfway. Say youth now wabema wo so no this is going to be the biggest success story in the whole of Africa because if you are the Biasa American, baby Ghana that's say no in the middle of the biggest francophone economy, in the middle of the biggest anglophone economy, no. Nigeria 215 million in the next 15 years. Okay, world report now. Nigeria, Baba, go from 215 to 375 in the next 15 to 20 years.
What economy no size, you know?
One more population size.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Going to be sick from 215 to 375. In the region, 1,000 kilometers from Accra, we in the radius of biggest francophone.
As a Ghana, we can take advantage of some Nigeria population.
Oh, Efia, listen. Okay, you know, Mr. Dan I'm reading math and say radio be in Kansas. Efia, I'm saying it first on your show. Wouldn't even ye bullet trains from Ghana to Nigeria.
Bullet train now.
No. Hey, Efia,
bullet train. You went to me, no.
Debbie. On yes, I went to me and yet one and yet.
Oh, okay.
Thomas Mensa, one more and no woo Kumasi last 2 months was then. Rather, Francis and Croman stood in the decor.
Oh, yeah, it was so sad. Yeah.
If you one man you now a 3 minute can make the facts behind Thomas Mensa wound at all because mean to mean can but can. Oh, yes.
Agenda work.
Oh, agenda which you mean no kasa can't you? Oh, yeah, bebre. But if yet you, a bullet train from Accra to Lagos. Imagine the commerce. Ebefi Lagos Aba. A 215 million economy. Ghana could yes, you can now between from transcontinental a bullet trainee. And we can build it in less than 2 years.
But if you want critical questions, so with what money? Find answer when you're not this year as a youth, to be asked to believe in you.
Okay.
But your public debt now crossing 558 billion.
Actually,
yeah, kind of old rebates, you know, and you have brought 70% GDP. Where would you get the money?
Number one, there be young year mobile. If you are number one. Yen taxable population, no, about 30% of the working population. Until we take it from 30 percentile to 95 percentile. Look at the income that's coming in from there.
Explain how the taxable way in the explain it.
Okay, because
demonstrations about Kenya, so explain that.
Debbie, yen tax more. It's just one up. You see, 80% of the young working population, in the North small, medium, and micro, small, and medium enterprises. 90% of such chunk are informal. You will move on from informal to formal by in the integrated national ID and address system. You need a national data.
Address system.
Oh, 1 year. Nigeria for the China food necra cards won't you taxes 1 year.
No, it's to I get a data of our what do I want
1 year, and let me tell you why it's not key word that me used to hear integrated.
Okay. So all the difference between integrated no need the Baomiamo Ghana card why now. Zoom line or yeah, I'm saying Mahama time can on my Zoom line no yeah address system to explain it or no.
Difference they say Ghana card what you say for identification.
Okay.
Good.
Address
good. Baumia de identification why are they MPP for Muntium card no why are they where it matters because still as a problem what just say and yet airtight. But the part of it may a concern they say integrate they say and yet just for identification for processes.
Okay.
Processes now who could Dubai now a transaction yeah we are foreigner we say what they passport to my passport. Now and no integrate one for transaction yeah we baby we are see our way a transaction no as I say what we identify we say we are on many and now we are hoho. Now what clear one tax fee process no
okay.
What you say? Young didn't desire for identification keke. Now who identify nipa no not on to your taxes are not a one for so you man 1.5. But you're watching a mechanism. And only young system no you go from identification to say over to me integrate and send a processes be able to show up on the grid. Now say we are hoho instantaneously now we a transaction now. That's the difference. So, in TCA, idea, not ye benyeska. Number 3, Accountant General and Yabe can say $3 to $4 billion in a leak from young buckets of transactions. It was paper trail. There's a Obia where we can in Nipoye, and so one apprehended. MPP apprehended NDC for where we are. Now NDC for in apprehended MPP for where we are. I wonder why. Because maybe perhaps they're all criminals. So I say, inti sana telling inti young system now yet me apprehend that. Now in that paper trail, no, we go backwards to the source. If can you imagine?
It's now what you're saying, sir. Your press retrieve, collect, GBBI, and that is what you are saying. Somebody best funded a bullet train to Nigeria. No,
if I know a pewastem when you be home, or which make some fine. It's any mass, it's a what can he a pepe. Oh, I can say, we a minister of Alancharanting, and now we are vice president material bikra near because what can 7 pepe and until you name confidently say young call IMF no because he can now if you tax rebates what they are companies are fake companies I would say one district one factory normally are they are FDIC didn't I cancel FDIC now and the reason they say Sikana won't go by what be generating no won't keep wukrum ha.
Yeah.
What do you now $8 into affect yen forex. So and if Fanny Ebabe and say ye new policy Ebabe and say company dia or FDI and all trade with foreign aid part of full liquidity as I say will keep in-house. Won't me and foul liquidity nina and Debbie. Because then they stabilize their forex, no. So you need forex stabilization. Yeah.
I don't know why can't we even do that? But if we still are no, bullet train is because I see what Ethiopia for Ethiopia, I think Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. One railway line, I think connecting Kenya to Ethiopia or something like that. Maybe I believe you wouldn't say none and so then I made dream BB sound say look. Ghana, we are not taking advantage of Nigeria population. You know more combatants to some extent. These people have a huge population. That is the economic value. Tap into that. From music to whatever, tap into that. Yeah, look at how we have been able to market Ghana and Nigeria. Yeah, marketing your love Afrobeat. Yeah, marketing it to the world. If we are taking that as even a blueprint, yeah, kind of woman merge our economy together, leverage a BBA and toast and turn into Nigeria market. Bring because they have their numbers, they have their mouths. Into even a great and quam pussy a diamante, and I just put you on Gary. Ye diamante and quam, ye eternal, ye Gary, ye one. We can make so much just between Ghana and Nigeria. There's no reason why West Africa.
If you're a young spokeswoman, why? Because who can't sell?
Because we coffee make Gambia 1.3, 1.5. Gambia. Only Ghana classmate, but look at Nigeria.
If you
huge market, no more
strategic positioning, being in the middle of the biggest francophone and the biggest anglophone, no, and no pay in country biao. This is Ghana's key to success. In the next 15 years, you be building bullet trains to Ivory Coast and to Nigeria on the right side, Ivory Coast on the left side. They are rounding it up. Akofa Burkina. Burkina Faso ya one jeni one tong jeni into samayeng no. Efe ye be scrape won bibia. Me say, sa transcontinental network here ye babe. Me say Ghana could fund it. Ye fund this idea. Sika yen ye pinyano. If you when you do the numbers, it will blow your mind. Because
so
of Nigeria,
why haven't we leveraged on this amongst us or West Africa?
It's all there is to say. They are level 1 thinkers that what and let me say, the new world order now abano one tia say. See the silk train now why you say Red Sea. From Ethiopia all the way to Egypt, you could see Suez Canal. I say China in 70 years.
Yeah, I think China is building it. Yeah,
China to me, Iran and Saudi Arabia a trade. Emma say Suez Canal honey na or friend then Persian Gulf honey na are controlled by China. Ethiopia at up north and Egypt up north and Ethiopia down. No, South Canal now controlled by the West. In there, say China.
Any Western countries need some them.
Say young year what in the position say, be present here because of your reserves of gold. Now you be called by the BRICS. Now BRICS no be maying the foundation and the protection. Because the world is going through de-dollarization. Say the only thing America, US, the West. Well, US beats China by capital markets. Aside from capital markets, China.
They take you over. Yeah.
And capital markets.
These are the things that create jobs. No? Make us say, we youth now believe you. I don't even know why you believe in them. Look at this young man. How can you say me? Look at the message that he. Mommy found it so that people will call him out. John thinking, yeah, almost Debbie, this one, Timo. I say board program. Bro, for no crying. We crashes are doing no crying correct. Boring program was a board program. Bye to this platform.
Oh, say if you
okay, okay, well, watch them say we don't need all the youth to be smart.
People like this, if they take energy away from you.
Yeah.
What they are saying, don't worry about them. They want to Ghana for they have a right to their opinion. So every human being has a right to an opinion. But you can't have a right to the facts. The set of facts will always be the set of facts. You ever talk about building? Maybe for Nema Nenanom ni idea beba. Nia kana a right ever boa Ghana food. And you'll be by yaw. Maybe co programs will be by yaw me cry. And yet, or the by yaw me nako. As some Americano, Obi and Yansafuni name himself Nakufuricano Yanukari. Near Minorcan, if you miss Nigeria. Let me tell you, Nigeria is 20 years behind. But Ghana has to strike the chord now. Yes, strike a chord now. Yet control, Missy, Escafo Nigeria. Sa one market in now, what a bebaha. What real estate to whom then Africa yewo sa market here American chewy if ya yeni bibia in sukra yeni yewo shortage of pizza crowd. We can make millions of dollars from pizza to Nigeria for markets. As I say, yeah, smart. Near young crofun wojai sa SUV now wokoto and the niama way and here, massa. This is the time for thinking, and this is the time for preparing. Let me tell you, let me give you a statistic. Now that you're in Nigeria, it will blow your mind and it will scare you. What's the average age of a Nigerian? Catch it.
I have to check it. I have to look it up.
The
average expectancy rate and age. Age need to be like a very youthful population.
Take a guess. Would you take a guess?
Maybe like 25.
17.
Wow.
17.
It's a happy economy.
Would it talk about you? Talk about
assured purchasing power of better 30 years old.
What is the average age of a Ghanaian?
I don't know about Ghana. So
21.
The average age of a Ghanaian is even higher than Nigerian.
But that's the danger, because if you are nankofu, and that makes it nankofu MPP and NDC for your concept. Now a danger, red flag. Red flag. I want to say if you and offense say economic osmosis, no. And no me create and you'll be anti
but it makes sense. So osmosis is a scientific process.
Okay. There are going to be the young Nigerians coming from the less concentrated area to the more concentrated area, Ghana. One have 6 times more than us. They're going to decimate our youth in skill sets.
It's happening. It's happening, Kakra.
But I know Nankrofun who Mr. Efia, me analysis now. Let me say, listen, I am the only one who understands this market. There is no candidate as prepared as I am. There is no candidate who understands our world market and the numbers. If you say yes, I year 66% for us, 66% for them. But one way 66% at 215 million people. 66% at only 33 million people. And what better skill sets than Yang? Inti what better decimate Yang? Inti what better young market now? With him, how many regions are Ghana?
16.
There be 18
regions. No. Why? Explain.
Because how many people now Ashanti region?
5.6.
There be how many millions? Population.
A statistical service report in last census now 5.6. Accra 5.7.
Okay. Inti Sawufa what friend Accra Kumasi Nkwa. We have as many Nigerians in the whole Ashanti region. It creates 2 extra regions.
Can you because the Nigerians don't know they can create 2 regions on their own.
Nigerians that ever Ghana say no. What to me created 2 extra regions to say OT and Volta.
And the numbers in the cost will grow. Now, because like I said, small they cost so they are moving to other areas.
The sad reality is say young numbers now statistical service no one fund sa free count because what can one say ECOWAS or a bako so Ajirigano one man they are here to stay. They say yen yuma import what tong bayire tong brode tong gari tong kobi manicure and pedicure na Nigeria for the
any makeup
one way bribia say telephones ne worry for market no if you worry for market ninti sa economic osmosis in America from 17 years worry back full force.
But do you blame them? Say you taking advantage. If they almost not say we say Nigeria 17 training for we have to say carpentry money POP any idea Nigeria near Togo for na
Nigeria for retake advantage. Into Nigeria for no fault. Young leaders learn weak policies. and no empower young youth, no, because anke young youth are empowered. But the Nigeria funa bahanu obeje young yuma. Not to say one young mpanyfuna nyanyama ye. As I say anka one go pa system numa. Yet the one build or mangano. Net one creme de la creme no. One baha. Na system aye create no a purge.
Okay.
One low level funnel back to one. They keep young the best Nigerians.
The best for us.
Because the economic combustion now you're here to absorb 840 billion cedis of debt, which is truly the debt level. Say you know, you're here to build a middle class. So middle class, you know. Yeah, to me, in fact, Nigeria for creme de la creme for now, it's going to be impossible to build, and we can't pay our debts.
We need the Nigerians. To show up the economy.
Here, Nigeria for Sikafono, any Africa for Sikafonina. See, we want Africa, Ghana to be the Dubai of Africa. So when American, inti send one see Dubai, no, a platform, then see this is Ghana. Now, Obia always call ye top level, only social ladder, no, or the top level, or African, no, one pay Dubai because of discrimination. But Ghana, they walk by, they feel at home because we're to say, you one class now, but at premium. And guess who makes the money? Ghana for never make money.
But Nkrumah had a vision, like a vision crying. Nkrumah at a point was inviting more countries. He brought a lot of scholars. Those that they all ended up in Ghana. A lot of these people, returnees from America, from London, they all came to Ghana. I think maybe the okay Nana Nkrumah was trying to do to build that middle class of aristocrats.
Missy, this is how you build. This is how you build and you churn, because say young profile at the level social, the bottom of the social ladder now one walk among for first numa aba, because yes inti start transformation if any one wobeba no accumulate assets into what by when you're at the bottom view what by will be pushed down foreigners now what by system down now we want to attain middle class and upper class. What I say? Because Ghana needs to kind of train one in acquisition of assets and the knowledge, the expertise. Into war again, start an outsider. But I see a more reason for them to come back. They need a reason. You need your house, any 10 things that make housing, healthcare, employment, education, transportation, telecommunications, security, recreation, markets, and a functional central business district. Sanya main components of nation building. Sustainable. In 67 years, Ghana to me build one component of Sanyama 10 year making in 67 years. Because these guys say one metamorphosis where MPP NDC funny one back for 67 years in a day were clueless as to building a dynasty, building a nation. Kwame Nkrumah pet and all was savage, especially what the end.
Okay.
So you go back. Yet to start, I didn't say the kind of money Ghana can make in the next 5 years, and the foundation we could build for the next 15, 20 years, this is the opportunity to do it. Yeah, to me, I start time and we're friends say emerging from the shadows, because they say, the West, why are you busy thinking about one existence?
More problems, yeah. They are not ready to solve our problems. Yeah,
Africa for night is one in a nice place into who say problem.
Kofi, me no man for joining almost to share our views on this, and I think this is very important. For the Ghana for baby, you're saying for Nigeria for a lot of people don't Nigeria for baby are not crying. It's a wrong thinking. What about Jane said? You're very, very myopic, wrong thinking. I would say, because Casapreco starting so all marketed to Nigeria because of Nigeria for population. Only Casapreco Casabia can how Nigeria market no opened up another level of sika because 33, 32 million Ghanaians. talk at a preconia man plus you are competing with other products. I don't conumne Fanta, Coca-Cola, no idea if you are brocheba, but Casapracoya, so look, let me break into West Africa market. And that Casapraco can one of the billionaires of Ghana. Oh, here, you know, so yeah, enjoy this stereotype. This is exactly what South Africa for to brainwash yourself into thinking on Nigeria for bad and crime. Crime will harder than Nigeria for bad. Crime will harder than Nigeria for bad. Yeah, so I didn't crash Nigeria for no. Nigeria for any area. And this is what Nkrumah was talking about, the unity of Africa, because Nkrumah knew, see, any business not into each other's market. And looking at Ghana, your population is so, but Nigeria population soon. And he said, Jane Craniaton, and I'm a co-craniaton here, dream for Nigeria marketer. You have over 300 million. Do you know how much a Sika Ubenya who dream me cook for just like, do you know the number of workers you bet? Yeah, if I'm on Betty, Mekonu cracker, can I eat the cramba? I so Ghana for eat the teaching toast. Yeah, for so Mundia Meko, Omuya, Montiti Mekonu for just Nigeria market, over 300 million population. Imagine, it's more Jonathan and Nigeria for Nigeria for. Me see before Nigeria for Ghana time. Bonia kese. Kofi Chintoko we saw papa 80s. Papa be no pass ko jiske do ye na ye no Ghana ni. Abesim ne ya boy ye so kunkum ko for do mo shema home Ghana ni. Ghana ye boni na ye sell mine nye aho bia. Mama ko ye say Trump analysis ni be say nkofo take black jobs and baby quite how America for no me boni for me boni bi o baby a nyo bi na free no na bibini na Ghana for say e to ni ade ya Ghana for ba broche na boni ni bi wa broche dada. What I say, let's disabuse our mind. There's a great opportunity. Nigeria market no is offering Ghanaians. Ye fa ni leaders ni nyina fa ni ye si ye dua banche ye dua board ye gari nko produce. And now for Nigerian markets, any other abrocha, Ghana bayre no moton, Ghana bayre. We have not even been able to take advantage of even bayre markets. But all the West Africa for you know, we need bayre. Bayre ne for London, for US, all the shops in Ghana, they Ghana bayre no mudi. Let's even take advantage of that, and that will show you say your way. It's mama yendi say abisi again, sometimes again too in this global environment, you know, you cannot do business with yourself. A global world. In Ghana, America for Ghana. Ghana for the Niamako, London for Ghana. It's a global market environment. Take advantage of it. Create jobs for Ghana boys. So many money. Create boys, jobs. Boys in your money. Inti momo youth no man disabuse mo age na mo tena o ye de a ma so be se enyom ba ko keke black sheriff Nigeria for G too mo can na black sheriff blow up no. We need each other. A symbiotic relationship. Yeah, now see how we can manage the relationship between say any say. The fact that we are leaders doesn't mean that we cannot do it well. What I say, truth they say, if you don't know what the Nigerians think of the Ghanaians, it doesn't matter what they think of Ghanaians. What I say, it doesn't matter what they think of us. It's what we can use them for. That's it. Somebody thinks evil of you. Also, you think evil of somebody. So it doesn't matter what they think of you. Who say? Oh, now what Nigerians think of us? I said Gatapakusika or party free Nigeria and come back and ho. Tracks every day. So I do you know what Nigerians think about us? You need to build your economy. Build the economy. Munja coins thinking, will not get anywhere. Even Indonesia and Singapore, these Nigerians are being executed for peddling with drugs. And they must have Ghana for cry for drugs. Now say I say a chinko for Ghana. For drugs or Ghana for drugs to change Nigerians. Don't stereotype anybody. What you people are doing is stereotyping. But Ghana free 90 ko the whole for starting some the drugs to abroche. You actually more Ghanaians in Ghana than Nigerians. Cyber crime by almost in Nigeria for Sakawa. Ghana Paja for or Nigeria, Ghana. Boys are there more US courts, romance fraud. Ghana for more than Nigerians. Munjai, ye bad, but let's take the best we can from there. Now can be patrol your
if you may say one more Ghana and one more passports now. and you Ghana for the passports and Emma
or more cran do omoko.
One more Ghana for no agents the Nigeria for no. So inti and yet they kind of say wouldn't get smart enough to protect wo economy. Problem no on you and yet on the person or exploit it wono. And you no a problem. A wuna who nyansa wo firm say want to me input you together and yoma to make sure say sideline ne wo mo and who you criminals na free. Make policy a debia make can say obia wo free so free Nigeria so free any other African country and any other country wo pa hanoma. Now wo be far ports now on far airports now far any of the land ports now entry points now. Wo be do ha ya be your passport. Near mouth a travel document I will be used to Ghana. Near Kipu passport and say a hana besambe fako. No one my deposit to protect wo say 30 days ni do no am your passport and I say si kana wo ya jeno near the baby show. So I say we are simple Mr. say would need adrena who you say a big deal na ho master. A simple thing. Any systems ninti ama your problems not are big, and to anyone who does not understand how systems are built, you think that a very cumbersome and it's impossible, but a small thing. Listen, who nam Dubai, one more what bus one more pick it up with what
yeah virus yeah.
Who kwa wakasi over there say papers expire when I'm home. Who be do next bus stop or not? Yeah, signal to depot air coaster say no be about one policy for so if you me who policy for motisa one can so hey me call Palm Jirera police station. Me do what on me cast and me drew ATM, my drew bank, then I'm the police station. What color to police station? Hono just a warming.
Yeah.
Now just say what might change the brand of policing? Say woman no bekasa nine a hoy and TM yen kasa or bow no bekasa nine since near the old parnessa. So inti it will be in a style. Yeah, necessary. Yeah, you take it the best practices from around the world. And yeah, to me, a bespoke system be for Ghana for to protect Ghana. Not Emma Ghana for enya a leg up on Obia. That's the smartness.
Yeah.
Markets no Nigeria for no go Dubai, cause South Africa you could Dibia. I don't know enya coast Ghana $2, $3 away.
Away from them.
Yeah, markets no ha no mo emma ha. Ne yemma wo mo bullet train e do mo cop by a shuttle wo mo uba ha no ma 2 hours. The train is running at 400 miles per hour. Me call here from the Bonjour or say far from Shanghai to
Guangzhou, okay.
Bonjour, I say one dini na say Masa, yeah, call at 300-400 miles per hour on the bullet train. Just imagine.
And no come efficiency. And the one is that will be to meet in New York or quite Jumao. Now just before in New York, it's all the Mokoba.
Yeah, no cry, you fa bus for the Biaba. It fa bus fee Port Authority, Airport Clark, New York, exit 135 on the Garden State Parkway. Every Monday, Biaba come meeting with Clark. An hour, 10 minutes ride. We'll drive here. Inti and also we'll at about 70 miles per hour. And no Kumasi Shem crowd Kosunyani ho baby. Inti ade na inti ni na ye enunti na America say if ya say Ghana for yanye connectivity a yente commerce say what the Chinese did first before they did anything is they built roads because they understood that roads and the major ingredient to commerce. And no as they say they are called from roads to connectivity because I say waterways, as I say tram, as I say subways, bullet trains, planes. You need airline crowd over 24-hour economy.
That is a 24-hour economy.
Concept. Wouldn't you mass transit? How do you do commerce? If you can't tell me, who school our queen? They said, yeah, we are lawyer. How do you do 24-hour economy? say don't get ya ba say ye be well this be adwuma na jo we ba say ye beton wache we ba say ye be nya mo na ye di plane na me wiem ni ato aduane egu om so concept wonye road system wa kwan kakra wo ho asu na atutu wo de car fa so a de bia na ball joint ibubu wo say wo be na wo be and the most ridiculous thing is that wo be employee security personnel said no mo be protecting crowd wo ba be na say na mo ye six car mo de kwa high security personnel to protect one mo ba be 24 economy and na won fa and expanded wo horizontal integration now won't feed agro-based industries, with produce from the agriculture sector. Now won't add the value, now won't export to. If you
I think the point that they are trying to is that they want to be intentional about pushing some kind of economic acceleration.
I'm being very blunt. That's not how it's done. Martina, New York, for 37 years of my life, I've worked in a 24-hour economy at Metro North, 43rd Street and 12th Avenue, UPS. I know how 24-hour economies work. You can't do a 24-hour economy at Ghana. You don't have the...
You can't do it.
It's not possible. Masa, if you I mean, can't 2023. The only place that I had 24-hour economy, a midtown. Now you 24-hour economy. Look at Chelsea. By 12 o'clock, 1, 2 o'clock, everything is shut down. Just a corner stops, bodega. We'll call uptown. By the time I would track 47th Street, 53rd Street, the place is shut down. The central area, Times Square, maybe we'll call Bryant Park to 42nd Street. Your friend saying
42nd. No, Grand Concourse, Crasso.
Oh, Grand Concourse, yes, and on 9 o'clock now, but they open. Make in the middle of the city, 42nd from maybe Chelsea to 53rd Street. That is the extent of your 24 hours.
Stop,
and as they say, they be a Hudson Yards a crowd won't be in and saying crowd by midnight to the stores upon. Because if you have a main can't sure now that you're talking about my main can't sure. You see, the genius of a 24-hour economy, is to interconnect in the concert economy, concert commerce. And then they say stop. And then Dubai was smart enough to come out with the shopping mall idea. The shopping mall. Because they bring masses of people, converge them, and near more opportunities to shop in a concentrated area.
And also security in a concentrated area until you can manage the security in just the Dubai mall area.
That's the whole idea. The mechanics of commerce in New York City now are totally different. Dubai from New York. So, into concepts, and yeah, Juma year to say the year Juma woko Dubai mall. A year Kessia, one more over 2,000 shops, woman which we shopping or now over New Yorker. You have to literally walk like 5 miles from east side to west side and go and yet efficient way to shop. They know that. So it's so hard to set we'll create a 24-hour economy in a system like New York, even though Midtown New York is 24-hour economy, stores spread all over the place. Dubai, what they do is that they put it all in a mall, put a roof over it, they temperature control it, and say, go second, go shop till you drop. And no, yet the most effective way. Now, what do we need transportation system? You worried about where are people coming from? Transportation system, it just doesn't make sense. Won't make us to be beton watch it 24 hours. There be by 10 o'clock, most of them they have to go take a rest because as I said, no one find a car more be said I don't find a car because give me the steering wheel, give me the Juma 24 economy, Juma so because mate nim car or nim car can call your mate Ghana way or your nim car can call no aquagenic car. Come on, man.
Obi one more starting as a printed as an obey yana.
or the car na payment disika or hon sa anti no ye mate no.
O beti me akan ko kan dada.
Oh masa. Unko dwane crack of baby. Akwa we na ba umi ana hu se ono no o du ka kanta man ko dwane to so o free mate no dwane for long time. Oh, you're a very dishonest guy. Oh no, Sikano, where this Sikano when you can't be a person, Massa, Baumia.
No, Baumia, can you get one Sikadie allegation against him? But also, where this Sikabeno,
okay, into okay, you. Now, first, you're also making those allegations. You know, the mate, you know, give you the when you're sky, you know, the car, see, is your driver. Yes, going.
Oh, that's what I talk. I know some person Jicano, the master car, no,
now the master, were retired, the master, the fake crowd and the way up is your ditch.
And you know, there's a planket, you have a man, and you have the way or not with the car of my boy, because people want to really share their views about this issue. But Nigeria market now, yeah, Canada. But somebody was saying, if I'm shocked that you say, one could be granting. No, I've been thinking about this, about how
they're thinking about other things.
I think that sometimes you must stereotype like the money, and it's a very primitive way of thinking. Just classic example, your Casapreco, Junior Sagre, and Casika Busumi be a Casapreco Judy from any Casapreco. I don't go with this man. The money he makes from Nigeria. I don't call no but he decided to look at the rest of West Africa. They are making good money there. NS chemists, the chunk of their market is in West African countries. That is where they sell their medications. So I'm telling you, the kind of jobs we can create. Yeah,
the average age of a Nigerian is 17 years old.
The economy, you know, and they also see because your market is it's in Nigeria for the they just want to because Ghana have a good reputation. What I say, but numbers, we need the numbers. Me say you toast. You see a young toast in Kwama Nigeria for you bet me seeing toast. Gary, if you would say beans, the idea watching the Ghana in Nigeria and in Niger. Beans, you know. Black eyed beans, you know. And they react. Gambia. Yeah, the other bar. Super putting in Gambia. As a bar and China, my season ended. You need storage facilities into the American say. As I say, a reverse BB Nigeria for them. And you're just smart business, man. Yeah, we're ready. If you're good evening.
Yeah, Steph, also.
Adumo.
So for the first time, in Zambia, I drink a crack. Steph, a 24-hour economy, they know the young phantom China, even NDC for a common team maturity. In some of Mukafa 24 hours, even a London have planned to a 24-hour economy. Maybe I'm here right now, a Oxford circles. Now the shops, shops upon. Bien, you have called here. Upak makes me pay up. You bought the shops in upon to 24-hour economy because me chrome a jar. And I'm chrome a puano huntado. And I say we are chrome Syria, unting Casa, Ukoye, South 24-hour economy. No, and on a dinner I'll quack no. Not a no, you bear chop and I say, but and Crantian.
Oh, but say, Bovake said, you may be what because my example say a tema, and you won't hear what I may. There are factories, say Unilever near, they are no more 24 hours. Dada. And because factories do want to. Obi ton more, obi ton 24 hours. The company, you're ton 24 hours because there's something that is feeding into you know, there's a factory there. Yeah, planning in our continent or pocket. These were factories. They 24 hours.
And young 24-hour economy, no, Ghana.
Oh, say no, they are castle or there's somewhat a system. Okay, and yeah, you might 24/7, but all the time.
Kumasi say Uba ahinsani atunso affair say honana timba yi na ase na wo na one bi mu ye adwuma anopa 6 no mo apon 2 na 2 4 no mo apon 8 na 8 4 na erane Uba labor officer Kumasi Uba bana cars so na fa nipa ko enti 24-hour economy dey nya mahama mo no dey ayade e but mahama mo na be say no NDC na be say no be say 24-hour economy dey NDC na be say Ghana 24-hour economy one you doom so yes
before doom so no not 24-hour no a mainstream you
let me tell you what
full blown 24 hours so
if you are say Kumasi Uba Kasia na o Guinness Ghana o
yeah ampa
say ebu because
I know some of the omnium machines need be call yes
Uba Kumasi na ukọ mfanse ahinsan o na na o Coca-Cola factory o say no so egu me cousin ba
me downsize
Safia doom sorry me cousin ba ko no oye adwuma o say Accra no homo ine fro kwa Accra because of doom so most of the companies in na
I know they always say me obi ba no kan asem na enye no kra no ma fact check no and they true doom so ne ba ye no Coca-Cola for downsize am aware because me best friend ba ko ye penin power Coca-Cola so they downsize enye hon kwa Unilever say Sitema doom so no they moved some of their factories to Nigeria and sold Fritor to India. They say Fritor no a private person some or come 3 baby I'm me PhD like Jogging Estate is just a few meters away from there. But what he's trying to say, and he said, "Well, the Mahama can say because there was no support, but he has learned his lessons from Doomsony effect, you know. So now it's a full blown support. Economy,
which blown full blown support because even the campaign, Mahama my fire, even the energy sector, nearby betimi sustain. What is some Mahama?
Or kind of vision in there.
Or the I'm coming. What 24 hours economy. What kind of that? I don't know for a coin out by you bet me energy sector. No, you bet me
okay, me say I want my vision. My reality how the lessons they have taken from Doomsday time no, and what they are going to do. Our vision. Okay.
Say Kasano, Kofi Kasano, no, or sick. A woman say Ghana, your system, any system, something you try to say a bit me abroad. And Ghana card, and maybe sans a 10 now, or more canon, 10 now, Ghana card, 10, or no, dear Ben. So, let me check more because
integrated
almost a 10 number. 10 number no eno na obi ade be ne snake numbers be bisa Ghana and am boa
okay mean obetire about the
taxes and here on 20 no actually me so that be our taxes no obi abetimi hu tax obi atua na on says if you for some time no Nigerians no ya the bibia share trum say alata for ye say say look e probia no mensa wo ekro bia mensa wo Ghana for cry and yena ye sa kawa yena ye bi Nigeria for ye so if you want say chromia maminka e bi nchiro say about a year ago na me will break and I'm see for now Nigeria ni bi hu say me Ghana ni bi na ye di nkomo ntina me koyi sika enti me call cash point na bi sika we me and buy and say my brother where are you from? Now I'm from Ghana. So if you own him, Okotoye, Ebuntre wo menim chia me. Was look, my brother, I'm telling you, I'm from Nigeria. Ghana, you are blessed. Oh. Ghana is small London. My brother, look, I want to go to Ghana and do something, have some factory, do this. And today, but I think that Ghana no your problem yenya na kuwa esisi o Ghana no na ama Ghana kechi because Kenya ye Democrat from Krumananka ye timi to aso kakra ka Ghana ye ko yenim ntini ideas now can true we can do it but as to say Ghana for begina to abama no eno ni asem no
eno na oka say propaganda so na NDC ni MPP for so afa no but ofa ke ma me na wase
anya propaganda
na small party be to me win but
anya propaganda
na no party kit will be independent we win
Safia ejina the way we be see and mobilize who say Ghana no your idea we say you two parties enti who ba for na ejina the way we see am do ni nsam na o kan true Ghana can do it na ebetimi Nigeria omo economy no Ghana betimi ewuremenya ye betimi enya sika bebre e dey free ho and dey no for the first time yeah me panin nsam o kan ba we dey yeah they all kind of
Mamina say what packet you na confidi is about we dey wagia to mpa say e to asum because Nigeria market there massa a big market population no is a lot of mouths to feed. Opening some good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia. Okay, Sister Fia, now I am very happy. Oh, okay. I'm very happy, say at least Yebra Kofi. I think today is the first time I'm mentioned to Boasia Mexian. Now, next summer I think say Imodu pay. Sabio, yeah, there are many people in this country. Now we bleed in our hearts. Like we look at things and we bleed. Say, how can Ghana be so much poor? In line of my work, and I do travel a lot, and and he made mention of 10 thematic areas Ghana can succeed on, and it has been something that I have been thinking about. Say, I think say even Ghana crano say share your problems. We are just looking at. For me, I was just even looking at 4 areas, and I'm happy say the 4 areas that I've always been thinking about, is captured in his 10 point areas. Employment, education, health, security. So the Ghana enye akwadufo. Ghana for yenya akwadufo. All what a Ghanaian wants is enabling environment obetimi a thriving. So what set environment ne money year Ghana ni betimi aye na adwuma. But the system has been designed say a kele Ghanaians. Wow, person obo homodin krano. Now the system is kind of killing you. And the system will kill you to the extent say you will not be able to survive. If you are mamima, just a simple example be say Obi be brain ho kase me bobo container BDSC ho. Obi amfi wo bank loan kra wunya bi because banks don't risk because you are a startup. Obo container ni so on ma de be chena assembly for aba, na taxi for we yaba, na dues for we yaba. Ye betete wo sama you will not survive it. But foreigners will come into this country and they will thrive because the money now or more at the buy a country it can work within our country.
Most of them are tax free, bare 5 years. Most of them, that's what they give them.
Look at that. And then secondly, if you look at our general system now, he made mention of our transportation system, and it is good. Here I was in Salt Lake, and Ghana some time ago, meaning say they introduced something like BRT, bus rapid system or something like that. It never worked because why? Trotro any bus, they are competing on the same lane. So what is the point? What is the rapid about that busing system? In Utah, so US, we have your friend is a VOH high occupancy
HOV high occupancy vehicle lane.
HOV lanes, exactly. And so say oh you're more than one person then you use that faster lane. Now you musuo more now you're one person lane you'll be arrested. And then it tells people to pool cars. Say me name and crop for it with the same area. We can actually pool car pack, and so that we can go faster.
Can also approach HOV is working because Lenny about 6. Into a designated back away HOV. I have problem. I obstructing traffic. But I 2 lanes, maximum 3 lanes. Also, we have HOV, 2 no traffic. Sometimes we must be reasonable. 7 years, 1 year, you will delay. 2 lanes. Also, we have HOV. How can you do 2 HOV on a 2 lane?
It will never work. And you know that generational thinking now, it's exactly like we look at the way the system is and we ask ourselves, who are the kind of people that are ruling us, that are governing us? Policy be on the baby, and you look at it and you know, say when you're a little bit exposed, that you look at it and you feel so sad. Look at train system. Train system is very simple that you can share. US, some places that I know, the train and the vehicles, that is the cars, are using one same road. And you know, train will have its traffic light, it will stop a lane, a vehicle will cross. They are all using one same lane. Why can't we do the same? Red line or blue line or green line, or depending on the stopper you want to alight in, you pick the kind of train. It will solve all the traffic system that we have in Accra. Doesn't mean say when they travel, they don't see some of these things. It's you know, Brakofi, I think say you've really impressed me, and we really need this kind of force. And I'm happy say I tune in today. But then there are other people who are more I hear say one young guy in Nana Kwame is really doing well. Please,
also,
if there's some of these
independent to kind of form some group, December 7th elections.
Beautiful. If you have my vote, if you do that, I can promise you that. Please. And if you thank you very much for
you. I think there was a number and send a private message now. I think that Kofi can contact back if you bet me the number na Ashewaman and answer Mr. Sam bet me the number na to and then you can start talking. I mean, it doesn't even matter what happens, but Ghana for so we can always leverage on something positive for Ghana. Uncle Bago, good evening.
It's a good evening, sir.
Oh, you was there.
I'm in there holiday intermission with you.
Holiday or home.
And Sunday 1st July.
Oh, Ghana, them holiday until we observe it, but it's not officially an official holiday.
And baby, I'm on 1st July holiday.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Okay.
I'm going to catch you. I'm going to make it out that same people. The point that sometimes I started a programming. I'm not used to. I mean, programming all these drink or but no, that cover whom he saw me, the master my cover.
Yeah.
I just want to calm down. Sometimes I can say, yeah, some of us we have our own opinion, and maybe the way we put it, you might think that we are being harsh, and we are being for something, but it's just our nature. I'll use this opportunity there. If you have a ball platform, then I can say maybe no. That's how I am. I when he burst into the scene, they opened them presidential whatever. At the point they had a group, he had other people. He was partnering with them, right? Do they does he still have contact with those people? Number one. And if he doesn't have contact with them, some of us actually were like, okay, good, this is a good force, you need to push it. But we actually drifted because of the confusion amongst themselves. What actually brought that confusion? So you see, when
they try to infiltrate,
that is a big lie. I'm sorry, but
how is that a big lie?
The orchestra, we use direct, and it's normal. So we know. So if I say that is a big lie, he doesn't have to say that. I'm also going to be very, very brutal with him today. I'm really happy that he's here.
Yeah, but on what basis are you saying, sir? Maybe you can say that maybe he can't prove that, and I won't prove. Because I even know the parties are they infiltrate into smaller parties.
Hold on. If you can't prove that, if you can't prove that, does it make it true?
Yeah, but that also doesn't make it automatically a lie. A lie is conclusive. It's open. That is open. But it's a lie. It's conclusive. It's very determinable.
Is Baumia a comedian?
That is an allegation on a political talk.
Allegation. It's a lie.
Okay, I will make a point.
Introducing earlier on. Sometimes when I hear these introductions and all that, I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but look, Obi and your Baba catch or there, me is king. For the rest of my life. If I'm coming to you, I present myself in a way you will understand me. I will appear credible for you. Do you understand? Obia or Nazoye. I mean, if you tell me that I should leave whatever I'm doing, not because I'm not patriotic. There are other things that I do for my people that I don't need to come and tell you that I do all these things. Obia about us 24 hours economy. You said it's a lie. You said it's a concept. But you live in a country where 24-hour economy works. The fact that somebody gave an example of 24-hour economy, one to assume it doesn't make sense to you, doesn't mean that the whole policy it worked. Another one, you're correct. Sometimes we have to elevate the conversation. Discerning people are listening. I want to put this question to Kofi, and I want an answer, please. What is your definition of a youth? Tell me, please. How do you define a youth? Yes.
Okay.
I want
to be from 24 hours. I'm just saying
that
you have moved away from the 24 hours point.
No, it's a case as some of them.
Okay, but there are people behind you. I want you to also be mindful of.
You see the problem. Obi Ben, how many times I can answer?
I'm the moderator. What is my use if I cannot regulate it?
Indirectly, you're cutting me off, right?
I asked you a simple question. I'm no stupid girl. You can't bully me. No, hang on. I am sitting here for a reason. All right. Me was a simple question. It wasn't conclusive. Miss no point on 24 hours and a year. So that you can answer your question on the youth, because that's a different issue. Real point on the 24 hour. Then I can let him answer the question on the youth. Because these are two different things and we can't mix it up.
I'm using the answer of Mamono to tie into the 25. I don't waste the post time.
No, it's not to come and banter with me. It's to explain if you have my question to him on the youth. It's related to 24. Hang on. I've told you can't bully me. Including you and your beard and whatever. You can't bully me. No. You always try to disrespect me, and I always. But don't worry, it's okay. It's a going to mouse my fan. So, may no, hang on. No, but it happens all the time. I hear you meaningful. The moment it's a woman that is sitting in the chair, there's a way that they want to handle the interview. You can't do that to me. I mean, I asked you a question because I couldn't find a correlation between you to question and 24 hours. All you have to do is it's related, so let him answer. And I'll go to him and let him answer. You don't have to did you know what there from the mountain? Because sometimes you have to just loosen up. Like I fire from Ufia and Canada. Could be also related to answer youth question answer. No really point. No.
Youth is a young adult.
Which age?
Does it matter?
Which age?
It's a young adult once they get from 18, a working age.
If you have, it's okay. I really feel bad. I really feel bad right now because the word bully is not part of my thing. I don't do that, and so I don't want you to use the word I'm trying to bully.
You are not conscious, right? But what you are doing amounts to bully. I'm telling you. This is not the first time I'm in why a day. So you shouldn't see
it. I'm used to it.
It's normal, but sometimes I don't there like you just want to be difficult.
Okay, so you said
it really can't be bad.
Okay, let me land there. So you said the 24-hour economy it's impossible, or a concept, right? Listen to all that you said. Obiana doing the 24-hour economy is about buy and sell, shop and shopping. It's totally wrong. If you mentioned Temaport works 9 to 5, Mobwa. But look at the number of time hours Otek will be to clear his goods. Do you understand? So assuming that some is the Damazi Medaba Tema, Medaba Ghana, I'm going to pay a tax of, let's say, 100 cedis on it. The 100 cedis should go to the government. The government needs resources. So if it takes me 2 weeks to clear this, within a month, I can't even bring in 100 of this.
Yeah.
But if I know that it will take me, let's say, less than a week to clear it, I will multiply the number of times I'll bring this thing to Ghana, and then the revenue goes to government. 24-hour economy, somebody comes, somebody just does the inspection. Open, Obiaba, he does the paperwork. Open, Obiaba, wa clear. Within a day, I'll clear 1,000 of these. So if me, I'm a lay person, if I should bring that 24-hour economy, I'm not relating it to the way what kada Jatana, Chobana, or a layman's language. One for policy in Bay, they've not brought the policy document. But if I'm able to give you this scenario, and then you tell me that 24-hour economy is not feasible, like or a concept, which confidence will I have in you as an independent candidate to come and help me?
Okay, so Afia, please, can I have some time to? Okay, Inti Parker, see a couple of things. There is a misconception, but there is a misconception of Ghana food Enya, and this is what the NDC is driving. That's not the way it is. Misconception is there. Just because somebody works round the clock does not create a 24-hour economy. You work around the clock, no? It's a time shift. An economy is a synergistic conglomerate of...
The whole day, no?
If you're 24-hour economy is an orchestra, a synergistic compilation of commerce going on simultaneously around the clock. Can I say? Inti sound could say Parkwesi, Juma around the clock. Na Iwiene be take over our shift, not be around the clock now on your 24-hour economy.
But I think what you're explaining is what he's talking about. Mama pedo, you know.
But Parkwesi, Ibi Juma around the clock on your 24-hour economy is a multitude of businesses that are interrelated, not related, all working at the same time to generate multiple outputs.
Yeah, but Kofi, I think the example he gave about the port is saying exactly synergy American. Because the port can operate on its own. But Chicago, maybe no one port. And people want to claim. So that's the synergy he's talking about.
Yeah, but tell you, a port, a port working 24 hours to clear goods is not a 24-hour economy. It's clearing a good.
How can they clear?
It's not a new business. It's a business already generated that is going through clearing.
Yeah, but how about expanded business? Copy, hang on. It may not be a new business, but it can be the existing business that has been expanded. I know. Terminal 3 or port. We expanded Temaport. We established Terminal 3 in Temaport. A lot of people talk about Terminal 3. What didn't they have on Temaport? But what Terminal 3 was Temaport. It's the biggest terminal. It is your gang cranes near all home, or your giant cranes indeed. So they are able to spend every minute, I think every minute, the cranes are able to 10 containers, I think 500 or 200 containers in a minute. There are vehicles that come from Burkina to come and pick cargo. So, so if there's no synergy, how can even clearing process work?
Yeah,
but the people who are also doing the cranes are from a different company. The shipping lines are from a different company. The shipping companies need next time. So there's a synergy right there.
If when you talk about an economy, we are not saying businesses operating on 24-hour workload. There is a huge difference. You see, this is where the confusion is. If people are getting the impression that if a business operates 24 hours and is doing things, it's an economy. Economy is not. Economy is a synergy.
Bigger than a port example.
Way complex and bigger, with a multiplicity of things going on at the same time on platforms. The platform, you have to, there has to be connectivity. There has to be competency. There has to be complexity before there can be a full 24-hour economy.
Okay, because my Paco didn't any point, you know, because he also has to respond to you.
I give up. I give up. It saddens. Oh yeah, no there. I'm your bubbly type, but as someone okay, why am I wrong? Because these are the people that we are looking up to make policies. I gave you an example.
But honestly, he's talking about bigger synergy.
Which bigger synergy are we talking about? I start with pork, and it's not only pork. It's an example I gave you. Don't worry, it's okay. No, don't try it. You know what? If you are,
if you think that the bigger synergy example, because he's talking about
I'm just running up. No matter what I will say, Kofi understands where I'm coming from. He knows it. He knows. Just that there are a couple of people who are, excuse my language, very gullible. They don't look into the. If I was speaking, I want to say him. You understand it perfectly. You are trying to correct him by exchanging.
No, I don't understand it perfectly. I think he's talking about a bigger us. It's not a simple it must feed into a system. That's what he's talking about.
Economy.
It must feed into macroeconomics. It must feed into a macroeconomic system. So I think NDC, what NDC has to do is also to market it and explain, because
they don't understand.
So you need to explain it to people.
Indirectly, what Kofi is saying that I don't understand the 24-hour economy, right?
No, you don't. I'm telling you right now,
you are struggling to explain.
Hold on. So he said or a concept, but you understand it. You understand it.
Listen. Purposely, there seems to be this there. America, what's the problem? America, listen.
Egyaso, I want you to explain to me.
I'm the man.
But you can tell me that my concept. I cannot afford that.
One second. Purposely, it on 8 hours. Maybe bet you I don't know another 8 hours. Maybe bet you I do be on 8 hours or 24 hours. That doesn't mean you have a 24-hour economy. That's all I'm saying. Because the fact that round the clock, independently, in isolation, doesn't make it an economy. Economy has to work synergistically with other businesses. Then it makes an economy.
Uncle Paco, to your point, so that I can pick
I must say, listen, I am not the type of person. I sometimes want to come out with my point. I don't want you to use the word bully. Bully is a very big word on a very serious note. And if
that's how I feel every time, I really feel that way. Because every time you try to and you try to correct everybody. No, if you have
my opinion. So I don't want you to feel like this. No, I can't.
I also don't want you to belittle other people. Instead of Ken. I mean, this is not the issue.
You see, the thing is,
it has happened too many times.
What did I do today? If you are, please. In the Maybe, when I started talking, I first of all told you that I don't mean it. It's just my way of
creating. Even the devil doesn't know the mind of human beings.
But today I've not said anything.
So I can only interpret words now action. That's all I can interpret. I can't see your intention.
What I'm saying is, there's no need for you to bring it today. I don't even remember it.
I'm forming my opinion based on series of acts. I'm not partial. I don't just pick one issue in isolation. I'm forming it based on series of acts. Then no, don't do that. And I'm you see, I want them to take your time. Look, right now there are about 10-20 people online, all wanting to speak. And when I said I'm more time, but what them to take your time, no more be any day. That's why I want Sky now. CNN now. Thank you very much. No, I can't. But
usually, you know, I don't keep long. You know it. You know, I don't even spend every hour.
You say always me. I will rebut when it's a personal attack. I will rebut it.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
So thank you. Ms. Oreku, good evening.
Yes, Sophia. Egyaso, I want to say.
Adam Bajo,
Boko. But make us a free Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the second time my will show you.
Yeah, that's it. I hope say we are not show too much there because heat wave in here.
Sophia, we Egyaso na my big now. You are the
Kose.
Sophia, my 24 hours in the crabby, then I'll go to Kofi. You see, 24-hour economy, no, it can never be a policy.
How?
24-hour, a result of a policy. Over US, over China, over any other developed countries, they didn't say, oh, we are doing 24-hour economy. But the policy no more no, and drive all those things. They call 24-hour economy a demand-driven. A demand-driven. Because if you are all Nigeria near the other. Why are they there? They are there because of demand. And if Casapreco is producing 20 cartons of Casapreco to Ghanaians, now there is a demand in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the 24 cartons they were producing for Ghana, no more. So let's say 10 hours or 8 hours. Now there's more. So probably either they'll hire more people to work for 12 hours, or they will use the same people to work for what 24 hours. It's a demand. It's no politician can say, I'm bringing 24 hours economy. Based on what? There must be a vehicle, a driving that 24-hour economy. And
yeah, but I think Mahama also Pacha said they want to create that vehicle.
So don't tell Ghanaians you want to create 24-hour economy. So the 24-hour, about the subset. So what I say, it is
okay.
The person who can say I want to bring 24-hour economy. It's not Akufo-Addo, because Akufo-Addo, but I say I'm bringing industrialization, and I'm driving it on 1D, 1F.
Okay.
So what I say, so 1D, 1F can say, oh, I'm using 1D, 1F to drive 24-hour economy because there'll be more factories, there'll be more demand, and even with that, even with the Akufo-Addo 1D, 1F, there must be a demand for it. Akufi juice. Yes, Akufi must feed Ghanaians to the sense that they need more hands to work, more hours to work. So what I say, and they should bring out the policy that will bring the 24-hour economy, but not just to tell us a 24-hour economy. That's the more reason why they are struggling to explain. So what I say, because if you hear Colorado, maybe Bible change, but ever since legalizing marijuana, there are so many industries ever Krumasi.
Legalizing we no
Africans, we are jokers. Legalizing we know me the number of apartment housing unit there's even a deficit. Why? Because people first say East Coast choked. When you go to New York, they are choked. There's nothing you can do in terms of industry when you go to your friend say New York. So all the industry, the tech companies in here, they are moving to Colorado. So Colorado can say by legalizing weed here, we are driving 24-hour economy because there's a demand for it. Housing, people go out to the bars, the Uber service will boom, all this. So it's based on one policy. Look at what is springing up. I say.
The candidacies for better. Not also almost say what it's going to hang on. And kind of okay.
That is it. And that's how they will struggle to explain. They will struggle to explain. And even the 24-hour economy, it's not every sector. And every sector no cry. And yet all the component of every sector and a bit are running 24-hour. That's what I say. Mr. Kofisu, you see, we must be honest with ourselves. Yeah, you can't see penny for they are stupid, they travel, they don't see, they see, they know, they are brilliant. The problem with our African politicians and leaders is a political party need power to implement whatever they have. And even implementing for the people to understand and also another challenge. Sister, over America, yes, America or a liberal society, you can do whatever you want. It's not true. The laws are wahano. And yeah, police never force to say drive at the speed limit. And you'll be never say go and pay your tax. And you'll be never say go and pay your electricity bill. And you'll be never count. It's being driven by the system. Who drive the system? And the people, the American people. So today, Trump, our court, Biden, Neba, has been charged.
You're convicted on Gramsci, you're convicted on.
You're convicted on Trump. Waiting for the judgment or whatever. It's been done by institutions. And the institutions is being driven by American people themselves. And America for and the politicians. But the people are riding on the laws that the politicians made.
Okay.
It's Africa now say Mama saw 24-hour economy. The people themselves might sacrifice for the 24 hours to come into being. Oko China or Honoma, and when I watch China and the bag Ghana. Say Yakufu and I was one, Ombetra Kufaduti. Say Mahama and I was one, Ombetra Mahamati. So say ye took my Nasi Yababe who say, oh, Corrado, ye Jan Kama and Kanayafe, ye Jane Yam and Yanayafa. We should ask the question, how were they able to do it? Because there are bad people everywhere. America, one of the bad communities ever has it. Until my ruling, you know. How were they able to do it?
It's a system, and I can't want them. Let's build the system. The system and the people who do that.
Yes, the system will force you to do what is needful for the politicians to implement their policies. For you yourself need to enjoy.
Bro, Kumamina asked about Michelle me here. Obecha Colorado, Diana Mamia. And I'll be very grateful. A video that shows because a big person they made Colorado running 24 hours, but that wasn't even your point.
No.
There's something that is feeding the growth of the economy.
Okay, economy here. And then
because also talk about how we normally legalize. Because me say I want to. My dear, I say well, me come quadre.
Oh yeah.
Me almost starting some legalize commercial way. That's what I want to do because people are not seeing the value in job creation. Media. I'm telling you, the millions of dollars are make you a and how people are trooping here, and even hospitals is crying use as medication for people to pay. Me, my hospital that during the COVID time, I was working with COVID patients, and I know how I be more effort dono my surgery. I'm paying about down. Gummies as a toffee, no way. You understand? These are all the things creating jobs for people. You understand? But we always look at the bad side of Adibia. We don't look at the good side of Adibia. And the part of me and Mr. Kofi, without addressing the attitude of the Ghanaians, said the Honorable Kenejapon Kano, no matter your fantastic ideas and Kuma were fantastic ideas, also Yeguno, and Kuma also had transportation now can, and Kuma started it Yeguno, train system and Kuma time never Yeguno. Me, I'm 43 years Yeguno. Ghana for Neguno. It's not Mahama and Yakufado and the people themselves. Sister Medasi. But Medasi bro request. They are not can. In fact, maybe starting to tell you, me bo video be a U10. More yes, bomb for us one of the fancy. The attitude of Ghanaians, Masa, a bomb. We have such a bad attitude, but we are very quick to blame everyone but ourselves. Benzola, maybe I was say about Mr. Drone, Pacho. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Obahima. You know, also the the bar. Okay, good evening. I'm sorry, Obahima. My sure there. A guy was very intimidative. Yeah, sometimes no stop on. And one now can. My can't come back control. 24 hours economy now on my car. 24 hours economy now on my car. Who said last week? Now we can't say me say. And Penifono, omunim the omu yes, what I say, but omuba power. They don't want to do anything. One person would normally stay in power for the next another 4 years. You know? Indeed, that's what they always plan for. I mean, can't somebody control. Who person create Bibimas Ghana for this so what I say? You start from the infant. In Kalanki think it's no good classroom. No. So what I say? I want to almost start free. So because I share Ghana say the way I sit here and Ajuni no enye juma. Ajuni not ready to listen, is not ready to learn. So what I say? It's very, very difficult. And if I can create omu Ajuni to think, to create things, you know. Omu jina fire jani free chrome ho. Because be frustrated I won't mean pay. So what I say? In the 24 hours, you know, they are almost fun to baby cry. Because if you don't have a system, forget it. So what I say? Because Mami Chawa de Accra say there is no road in Accra. I light in Accra. So what I say? There's no road. Me London. But sometimes I go out in the night and I can work at night. So what I say? Because there's a light. So there will never be prayer. Who was central of Accra until you can pass your way through the Okotema. Now who here go central of Accra? Now you can't Accra very big. Accra is too big. Accra don't have a rose. I'm telling you. Because Accra need rose are open nantiso. I'm telling you. 24 no one fan to baby no moon june send over here on bed june ediama or mine ama in 3 mana or more ban or what me abe your money for now there and penifono money there they are not willing to listen. Omajuna say MPP NDC it won't end anywhere. If I am baby
okay.
The
point I will making a systems now and a system in you into 24 hours and then you so. A what does Mbacho good evening?
If you are good evening.
Mbacho mami too. What Benzola I'm set up mami na as a what that one thing Mbacho maybe also sit here. Mbacho Mbacho mami too.
If you are Mr. Tefi 24-hour economy no. If you are me 10-year-old boy, my training 24-hour economy what tiasie. Who person me fan ba show we so. No be chire mu chire Ghana fo a oba be chire mu. They have been diabolical because police, you know, are taking over the stage for NDC. So because NDC, MPP for money, any major policy on which me their accountant, you know, they come out to say, oh, policy no crying tears here. Now say, so what issue with the policy? If you have questions about it, and there is normal. But parents won't say as here, they are going to teach now they can say, oh, please say I don't understand the whole show. You have been diabolical. Obia or you soon are no, and now smart no, on behavior, and we know most people do that in class. On pay attention, no. Last minute, no, I can say maintain the whole show. Some people,
but in this case, one our power, one our person convincing couple. So now the obligation is on you. And this is all that on us. People also have genuine concerns. System then not the power at the end.
No, if you don't have concerns, and you can go to NDC platform and ask them your concern, and we are here. But who can say the 24-hour economy and your policy? Omuba show no so if you bezo move this almost say everybody should define what a policy is. That show my dream say omuchi the word policy as here to start with. The brain no omuchi policy as here.
Okay.
And you know, I say a tackle issue no if that side. And that's idea. If people will continue to be diabolical because 24-hour economy no and yet calculus try who say untias here and I say rocket science be untias here. Then I want what you then I won't hear about it.
And what about omobusa system no system ben 24-hour and they run it on.
I know my money Sami James now explain it several times. So the videos are there. They should just
video no, but you see, as we mean, so we NDC sympathizer. So it should be at the top. Your BBI media, my friend, top of the mind awareness. 6 months to election, they should be top of the mind awareness for every Ghanaian voter. Say, you can't 24 hours. This is the system. You have the answer. By now,
if you a policy can be a law. It can be a regulation.
Yeah, you didn't forget the policy.
So many things. Omudi frequently asked questions. So Oma answer all the FAQs. And
today, no world boss. Your system say you be an illiterate.
No, but if you are me, besides say, Baumia police, the police is now the other two Janina. One is NDC for you say Omonte Baumia policies now here. How would they feel? Because Baumia should never be brave about to obey Egyaso.
What forget about Baumia? We are talking about government is waiting. How do you explain what they are not to be our better convincing the system when never running on? System when never fuel 24 hours.
If you are not make a say Egyaso, then never fuel that Egyaso. No, we don't know. But but people are not asking the same question now.
Okay.
You are not doing it.
And the one who said that border.
Yes.
Okay. Me too. I say.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you are me back Kofi Krantino, so the last part is said Kofi Krantino, me who say the source of funding no on because Obia Betma Bagana abe presenting who to say or your presidential hopeful. Meanwhile, or the source fund from people in the diaspora. At the end of the day, no job because they are disqualifying me into my no for donations no. And Ghana system, they say the system be at all. Donations now Kofi granting he has to be accountable as well accounting for it.
Now we are always so I did take one answer because starting year 2019, he said.
Yes, donation. No, on retirement.
Mr. Web boss, add it to your personal idea.
But what is he on retirement? Don't do retirement age. What boss more retirement age?
Oh, 60.
Now, only 60. Who can say?
Me won't be away to 45 while retire. And
typically Ghana, yet you so be Jessica no have it. Do you think really
if you as a matter of principle, no own be any books how much
now what about what the last time we on books? The question go easy.
The reason I make no NDC MPP no they are established institutions.
Okay.
If they are established, that is why they have a whole accounts department which should be in fact a law. Because you can't put the Sonia party, we need to law say we are bona fide political party. You must submit your statement of account. Actually, they have anything MPP they have not submitted in the last 8 years.
Okay, so individual recognized institutions.
The law says political
anytime.
When this new MPP, you must submit it. Debbie, what boss? NDC and MPP have been submitted, yes.
Oh, me who here?
I think you are not being fair to Kofi Granted.
But the American say individuals in the Omek Ghana if you chrono at any point in time, nobody can even trace them. But NDC and MPP, they only recognized institutions. 10 years, 100 years, they can still be audited. That's here. But individuals, Ghana for Sika, then they disappear into thin air.
Okay.
And no American was them no.
Okay. Into one back their own trust in Papa.
Debbie, I saw Becca. No, on the account there be two. So that Ghana for be say or a genuine ni elders no from or no ni followers. So on be adore the people who are actually following him. Now go solo person be or donation kitty be. At the end of the day, I say you are disqualified and no advantage or the music any na advantage. Okay. It's strategic as people.
Okay, my word, I mean, now I see Kofi. I was able to make better and find particulars, but no, Kofi's was so Kofi will respond. But Nana and Bacho, good evening.
Sister, if you are
Aha, good evening, Bacho Menjoso.
Yeah, Katia Web was a man. Kofi is a very credible guy. You know, if he wants him to do that, he can easily do it. And Kofi, the source of funding and everything, it's known. Yeah, we know he's a successful person. So I don't even know where this. But maybe thing is, if you are solving a problem, you don't personalize it. It has to be a system-wide solution on the amateur. Everybody has to be accountable for their source of campaign financing, right? You don't come and take one person. I thought you personalize. No, let's build a system that checks everybody and tracks how these political parties and individuals campaign finance their campaign. I think that for me is a robust solution. And but me, like I said, I don't speak for Kofi's campaign team, but on a personal level, no, I know that. I mean,
a very credible person. For somebody to leave Abroche to that means
sister, if you have a question, they say, or they say, some Kofi can very critical, and I think that sad the end can, and then who Kroa, yeah, Freddy B say, or they say, Godfathers of Kroa, Omudomutwa, strategical. That's what they are thinking of. They are thinking strategical, big plans, how to move the country from one level to another level, another economic from one equilibrium to another equilibrium. But Mifi, I want Kofi to answer my question. Sir, does that not fit into the after now lunch economic? Sir, even in economics, in my days in the economics department, we've known that Africans don't trade more among themselves, and if they were to increase trade among themselves, they can increase their economic potential tenfold. Just trading among themselves. And some of these trade barriers near Kano, AB has to do with just moving from one country to another country. Akwaya is a YouTuber, friend of Wodimaya. There was a point he was raising about how frustrating it is for him to move from one African country to another African country. Africans, that underlines the problem and not the barrier of connectivity. Connectivity has to be by sea, air, and or the same
road.
Road. But within Africa, no, connectivity in any I'm not trading crowd man's stumbling block on the amateur. If we're able to create that connectivity now, sister, if you have your potential, it will be geometric. There will be like a geometric increase. I can say, a better geometric, a better increase like 100-fold. But we are not doing that. And Africa, that is one of our biggest problems. And what's your world strategic or the same business decision-making boardrooms, what they are thinking now? Just if you are, it goes to feed into it. What are the demographics of Africa? Now to compare Europe, America, and Asia. Africa has the next market in the next years.
Yeah.
They know this. America, when they are sitting and they are planning the global trade and they understand when you know.
Oh yeah, not now and say American schools more scholarship. It's strategy.
A big thing from money. They sit any serious country in Australia. And I'm saying Ghana 30 million people. I know what the Ghana said you will influence via economic in the economic world or the biasa. No, these big countries they understand it and they know South African more youth, demographics, is in your favor. And so youth, they are the demand of the future, right? On their product, you on their technology, on their invention, they know that your people will need that. Until they don't, they do all these things. Africa, now you trade a man ourselves, you take advantage of afternoon. If you say if we take advantage of that, we can create a lot of economies around but I am not in the entire African countries to open more borders among more. Somebody like Udumaya wants to travel to Africa, and then he has to go and look for a passport. And then there's stumbling block with the frustration. Yeah, we are as Africans, no. Into no barriers in the it's a normal. We should also a campaign say Onunya Africans should make Africa borderless. I say borderless Africa. And I'm saying where you
if you can for so the same agreement, no. In those are all the things to us in Nigeria for criminals. Yeah, you know, criminals here Ghana, yeah, more criminals in Nigeria. But we are not even looking at the positive side. But I mean, I say,
all right.
I mean, I say that's a time now. How can Kofi can a year can't you know take the best out of it? Benzo and Pacho, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is the first time I'm about show. So
oh, me that and a patch me say watch also because not on trans yeah, I mean person will be also quite chinty obi one man will be akwa ko hu na penny sir.
Yeah. Good. Could we contact maybe follow the pan seriously through Captain Smart programs no back so me penny policy no but the third force now but me back up 24-hour economy person me count on the side no. Me say Ukraine be say on keep it up now on fighting hard because they Ghana for no 7 be aso ya den yem pe no kra no e pe de obi deep skabe mayen and then say oh ba ko you good or you good by say follow no he se kan ni ho de yem fi no yeah into to me no on fighting hard and to me no third force no for Ghana ni de be difficult it to me no e ka me nkwanka omo ni sheda no na come together if they have the common goal and the common focus together they should come together. No more for me a massive conjoined political party people seriously. And people say all the youth will follow them. Because Shada is also extending the borders as a month for 18 kakra. Because we want to a month for 18 the pound. To me, no, almost for me together if they have a common goal and the common target together, they should come together. Now, third force, and they're very heavy. I guess the youth, they can grab more with the youth. Only the homework very well and youth be breathing. I know say we so they crab and say be pulling the back because they are some of the youth are and it's near people for Tom Dada. And yeah, some in your hand, if you work as some 10 or 20 back so then can never talk APP and then now they will come and just attack. So this is on funny proving the set of account. MPP near this for sir. So very nice someone like a bit obstruction into to me no fighting hard. Now you I guess
on back now person
yeah, good. And remember 24-hour economy no. Okay, we say me the main can say like constant way, but to me it is true. Because one road network or can be about road network. Road network is very poor. You so far obi to me for be anko, especially moto a crank capital gas say capital hanga say yiri into 24 hours will be called night will call how about eduma na say capital akra motorway bibia yiri obese na akọ because road network can let me police and many now into especially road network is very bad 24 come no e be affect us kakra into no say even akra boy for problem what about the other regions no so it to me 24 come no there to me it shouldn't be their policy more. But their policy more should be on different the Juma empowering the youth. And then I remember driven into the our economy. No? Okay. And that's all country for economy will trust. And I remember my mama put 24. It doesn't change anything.
Okay. But I think okay NDC policy documents now normally about motivation now job creation now okay near the sectors now a be feed into it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Mama now I see. I go boncha next week. You better why? That's the same. No join here. What for? Good evening. Okay, now microphone name my feedback into your hand.
Oh, okay. I be there,
yeah.
Okay. You know, if I'm chow, Jebusian for na. Well, boss in the castle, be na say about na obusa say Kofi and MBA the books na NDC. Okay. Yo, you plenty. Na me ka way question for Kofi. Senka nyame na dom. I'm hoping and praying. Say a man for betting tie Kofi ombenya mre no tie Kofi kwante. By the way, he's very credible. Ethiopia one chair for be in the books. We are sure say the impending for betting be in the books much actual. We are sure say other political parties in so MBO books no be how senior musica. Kofi would not have problem at all opening his books. But the idea the person busa Kofi say nyame na dom ne yetro abama no enne ne kina ya and I say December to mana nyoma bain nyoma 5 ye ka say nyoma 5 quickly so catch nyoma bia top 5 things obetimi aye asesa Ghana kra just onya one obaso for 110 krampo na ye betimi aka say Ghana ye see kwantimpo mu a ye betimi akwa yensa emma yechi so no mecho na say aduro beji wa yatrema enyoma ben na Kofi betimi aye just within even the 4 years no cry say because obi baya na pen Kofi quarantine for then enkroko new vision movement omo baya omo abeye sa ade na enunti na Ghana asi da bia ye koyi minim say nyoma mpeso mo ye dogs ye but nyoma 5 ben na critical and eni abako bi be ka asem bi say enkwala no bibia no also this starting kwala no eye no krepa e bi say yenom ne omom di echi ni omom di the other generation ni na be efia say e dey man ya tonsiom but say ubetimi atete nkwala no uko South Korea uko Japan ne nkwala the way esi raise omo just omo ye so patriotic just say obi nnoma insuo mfa rubber nto fom adan ni na ya che omo ye be free school and also can't Kofi ye no ho ana just 5 things and ko betimi abobbo so amayen intentem na se metinchen na se me dwene ho se Kofi metro ama Kofi baby be betimi yes and you ma 5 year pa je via da say na papa bi obaya na obule no catch in case we that was what he was doing. Maybe some radio and TV so already he was bullying. Why? Pakosi, why? Okay.
I catch an uncle Pakosi. It is copy quantum pattern answers top 5, just a summary of the top 5 numbers. Yeah, maybe I'll hold for your final comment. But wrap it and Pacho, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. No, this is if you're design.
Adam Pacho also near Butia Pone.
Nyamiado. One who said, and one who said, Alan Chamantia, some man make about sugar for the words and so today he took time to explain because this was the point I've been trying to make anytime he shows up because these people took money for that. Okay, so and undanchen. The sad part of the story is and Nkrumah talked about this in common. Young Ghana for we drove Nkrumah out because we think so or this Ghana Sika is sponsored African countries, but that was the mindset. Yeah, me say we try and waste here. We just really rotating ourselves. And anybody who have the ancestors that overthrow Nkrumah, they should put their hearts in shame. Because this was the same thing we are talking about. Dagonte, or say, he find it difficult to travel within Africa than he does in Europe. This is the millionaire. Even or no millionaire. No? So everything we are talking about here today is what this guy had. You see, Nkrumah, young pioneers. Young pioneer, what was he doing? The same thing we are talking about China today. He was training young. Me, my mother was part of young pioneers. Me, mommy, was coming in China. They were building a system. He was building a system because he has to change the mind of the people. Exactly. That you have to work and do things. What they said he was using it to persecute people, right? I think or build this system of honesty. So papa na you, mama na you, and found nipa yeah. Now so you see you could build this system. Nipa na ya dia, ne nana, any mobi, any onimobi, and onimobi, ya fre. Ain't no sap as which you say the manipa fairly no, young farmer, and son say, unim say, wanka. Ain't no our system itself is designed, say, ye be trying which ya. Ain't nipa be or beba or the adjuni be bebano. We will do everything to destroy that
bring the person down,
which is the same thing we did to our first president. Because when the guy was overthrown, no, I'm never going to say that he's not an angel. But he had a clear vision and clear understanding of what our system needs to be built. And I mean, that aside, let's talk about the 24-hour economy. I heard about people talking about the fact that it must be demand driven. You will drive the demand. The demand is already there. The problem is that because so manufacturer say sugar factory, there are several African countries that are importing sugar. If you produce more sugar and your price is lower, you have the market. We have the market. The issue is that we just don't have a plan in play. We are people driven by slogans. One district, one factory. One district, one dam. 24 hours. That's all. It, we are driven by slogan. And a do breakdown now. And break it down because the way Mahama was saying, sir, education cannot be free. That he's doing gradually. I will tell him the same thing. I will tell NPP the same thing because they say I know see would 24 hour Ghana in Soto everything shut down. Even in the day. In so everything shut down. You have not even solved that problem. You want to go to 24 hours. And it's we would say free education. We can't do it. We have to do it gradually, which is also true because we don't have the resources. The same way with 24-hour economy, even the day no crampon, we are not even able to make use of the day.
We are not doing proper 12 hours a day and 8 hours.
This is school closely. A friend said, "Bibia shut it down. Offices are closing." So you have not been able to solve that first. So how can you even want to say that? So our issue is compounded in confusion. But the whole thing is that I have always believed in the fact that any government that comes in and do not have a plan for children, that government doesn't love Ghana. And I've always said that. I've said that many times on many platforms. And it is the same thing. Because they don't even talk about children at all. None. The only people they talk about is SSS. But we don't have, but you call a crèche, nursery, primary school. Me say, me befi nursery buy tama ye wono. 1 year of school buy no catch him say, Daddy, did you know that the truth is the one and only right thing to do? I say, where do you get it from? I say, this is what we were taught at school. Subconsciously, PhD. Yes, PhD. Why are we? When himself, who did ya men fan to abonting? What just say? But Odidia or Kuta V2 or the better abonting. And son our Kai say, oh, idea me and yet it is not in the subconscious mind.
Okay.
He has to think about it.
Only I started program who video number boy, you 10 power or say there be never I didn't say. So I like what you're saying. Say, yeah, I'm planning for Nkolana will continue to produce Sebi. And we are not going to go anywhere. Francis Pacho, good evening. Mami Dio.
My power on my Ghana. With the Mammy Bolo Bible Massimo can you say, Yansha or Swa Hinin and Chene Cane. Yansha, the mechanism, Yansha system can na emu 24-hour economy ebe follow. Sister Fiona, so who cast the 24-hour economy and your policy amount for NTS. And then a 24-hour economy also be policy. And your policy ni say system ye na say oh your production one road ye or lighting system na water system and so ya sister if you are serving aban and your aban be adumon me mo Dubai hanum we hanum am wono aban numa no so dodo na ne private sectors individuals who move outside and aban invest e man e dey enter because one security system here road system here light system here into any panel obebie factory or you very assured say 24 hours obetime yeduma without light out without unrobbing system without like any frustrations bia sad no man thinking bedding e be frustrating a man company e be shut down oni sad adwen no ba ye krom Ghana no So no matter when a big problem. A big problem Cassia, you need can solve no. And so always be no, not ye really as a Savio kangaroo. You know, I say, yes, so on the say, ye base, ye shouldn't need plans to fire that was next 10 years, next 20 years. Ye pesa Ghana, your road system, FAF fix. Sanka, your road system, your fixer, baby to set Tamale. Ubet me an industrial area. Ubet me your home set industrial area. Emma nipa and drabum free north and back down because a honey factory and factories near we are a quan at them, train them, no matter production by you know. Car bit me a pack of fat at their back down home. That when you cassette, young penny for drinking ahead, necessary as I know, 77 no man almost so I don't know, ya better woman. So 24 hours economy now, almost the number more cano. And yet economy and yet policy and any future. Because service said, o company, 24 hours, not road system, crana, worker, and answer, o car crab fast or back of production, and ya, a bad dinner, a timmy ako, abonting. Into some money, yes, the mono, don't build the system now. Some of my way now bedding, a bit so.
Okay.
Medicine.
That fancy now at time like a campus or more can you be any say now Obia Casa Boy. Yeah, Miss Ambonsa, good evening. Well, where in that article? A Obanica, a Michael Pacho. Good evening.
Good evening,
okay, Miss Ambonsa by 80.
Mafia, no custom, say, money a juma pa de biano, a yabi, na no custom, say, I was young penny for now, person who do a mine anymore. Who said I was so wow mine. Mammy, no custom said, young can't change this for 24 hour economy. It's not policy. Straightforward. Sabi and Yamo Frama. When your policy. Krumuhaya wono. Prime Minister, one thing the country will be our has or yet 24 hours economy. What you make country? Because system no the way a chrono and no me question a man for what would be a company demand the better say Fenipa do and I say men Fenipa do. Entima me sama ma tena ka say me ba fa police do me ba na first na no kwa no school fees kwa no otimitua. School fees kwa won't ntua.
And go kakraba no atua. Sa no aban bia.
Na what I had the Osaga Kakano so no you Osaga Kakano so intimintia. Oh, now, sir, 4 years, 4 years in 24 hours a year. What the one brand or one to my grimna and Tasumu. Yeah, papa, no so good policy, but this year in Mompade. Mesra say ka on building ho kakra na say other parties na or betra sia prani ya o prani ye no won fa bibi papa bi meto ya sun na ono nkwa ne mom dia this year yemfa is too late enti no dia nam say obre ne continue dem pesa me ka no nyame shira
yo bene na ase adwuma bebre ba ko bi kwanti ai good evening.
Hi, good evening. I had a morning. What I say? Tell me the New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh, New Zealand. Yes.
And the way they say a man could be bringing no, maybe born same bridge. But I'm saying can just if you are there, so watch it or side Juma will watch a pan. I'm saying can be one question. Say, Ghana, I stand to be corrected. Ghana, BB, as say ma, you to me, I reviving no, Dana. Because I'm just trying to see, say, they're Ghana, BB, as say, ma. You have to revive it like as a country, you know, you can't woman, you're forcing you're bringing it back pen because
some Gihok. They say Gihok Gina so I come on your body be
so correct pa. When you're the Yamias Nansiano more manage because me too many as a lot of you be Brinano Ghana no a saying to me peja ye crowd you mean can't quit be na boys in Timinka ye ball crampusem. Ghana your boss Ghana blaster and one who say ye be ya into me some peja I don't know whether it's mentality and now say ya the be into me revive into me sorry be one and Ghana for what I've seen is yeah, politics said you're joining football club to say Chelsea, Manchester United, and I say Ghana, everyone say League CB. Because as politics is different from say you're passionate about like game be our politics is about future and what system send your so people should move away from party colors. Yeah, we meet to say be a meme asantini, medo asante, but it shouldn't relate to political because politics, defining the whole totality of a Ghana system. So irrespective of saying, but Ghana who say come on, Opa Mobimbeka bibi na onye a little bit of tribalism kitwebi. The other one senior, whether say the person the okano a beye good, a beye there, like we don't care about it. And these are a problem. People can say what you could now your team no. Maybe I may come and do this in community. I'm just waiting for a day I get a bit my very but me can't see December way 2024 way. And maybe I'm just waiting to see say it's like Ghana for Nankasano. Are we really? Because I had to say, the same. Oh, your chance, Nenio, your 6 months to see our destiny, how our destiny will look like. I don't want any conversation after December, like after January 2025. We say, oh, yeah, because I walk it out. Since Ghana, this is your power. You 6 months to decide on that. 6 months we Anna me who is say
oh
me this December we na me 50 plus 1% of Ghana for Sebe yeah gain because I get out yempo de trinkwa yenya mahama wa baby pen yenya ibaomia ogusu gina so yenya Kofi Cranton yenya chedo mu nyina eba power ni kuta nipa 30 million na Ghana ye wo sisi ano ye mu omom to abampacho me dodo be sesen escape just wait na kai me 17 say your future ni nyina was 70% for ni nsem ye we say emu 50% no yeah almost like say 6 point something or say 7 million ye hwe say muna mu decide yama yen Ghana for na yaka say for say the mini vote mini o mani. But say if they are going to make critical decision this December, and I said December we came, now is the fear. January so radio biome and I say you be join now. Not Ghana for bloody Jacopo. That's what but I say what you say you be see ya.
Ghana for no. Byron, good evening.
Mr. Fia, conversation here very interesting. You see, my major concern is Ghana for your real fear the anthem. Your real fear the anthem. Mahama over 1 million votes. Anna, you did 2 no. No. I'm sure say I don't know the results of the 2000 election, but from 2004 coming, there's no one that did 1 million votes at 2 no. 1 million vote difference.
Yeah.
Means a commonly and na Ghana for we decide say we don't want that governance. And then yet one Mahama Egusubeka stories a and the Yaman audience. Yet and we are just okay.
And be a deserving audience to market themselves.
But the issue is as a country and a nation that can make it this major decision. You need to be making decisions that you go forward and not backwards. Mahama has had a fair chance to do something. A fair chance to, from the time of Miss Obama, after at almost every Mahama by and share the governance and so only experience in that time, the 6 months or 4 months or whatever, Emano experience. And also better also 4 years. When MPP, you become 4 more for Nana to do more, 4 more. You become from 2020 up to now. You go super. But sadly, you share your brabo munjoba power. You share the potential of the individuals or mujina hono. You can see a assessment to a party colors. Yeah, because if you want to take a break and really make a decision, this is Ghana interest decision, a bad decision, a bad party, NPP, NDC. but minimum say a San ebeye MPP NDC, but Ninu Cremodie, Kayere and Baumia, Yere Mahama, near her Alan Cash, near her Cheddar. Hinna Yakumemuna, your shake said a Ghana, near Yakumemu, near her even Kofi Crantina. Hinna Pan a bit in Yabo man. Say, Cassie didn't no crema Ghana, near didn't no near the MPP NDC to China. You bet me make it decision. A better much of Ghana interest than MPP NDC. But Akwaye said, we have been conscientized and I didn't be a subconscious thing. And to be able to me, I'm talking about change from January by December, Ogodu Adakanima. Obeka said, Sema Hama Beba Padie, and I said about Yabe Lusudie, Se Kofi Kranti Beba Padie, and Yakametwa Sen. Odu Adakema, Ebesisa. So I think, as I was saying the last time, it's time civil society organizations will come into this game. They will begin to conscientize and educate people. I believe it's much of education. I believe now we should also try independent candidates. Try political parties maybe. And now is the time we try an independent candidate. Say you better push the kind of confidence and say Obimpo person for independent. Say it's going up. Then 1% less than 1%. So I believe that and then those people who when you decided someone to abandon or the independent candidates into mano, at least a better send a good signal. Okay. I think it's important. Somebody has to take the lead to at least send the signal. Say it's possible. Say best. Could be into 5 areas now. You will fire.
Oh yeah. Well, Nana, your answers are so cool. Hey. Okay, so if you have 5 in it, they're very simple. Number 1, change the constitution. Number two, eradicate corruption with severe punishments. Just say, capital punishment. Number 3, institute a national development plan for the next 50 years in 4-year increments. Number 4, reduce and restructure government by more than 70% to make it functional, effective, and efficient. And number 5, my favorite, personal favorite, invest $10 billion a year for the next 10 years into a drone-controlled mechanized farming.
Drone-controlled mechanized farming.
Yep. And it top 5.
Okay. I think maybe I was another edition. They explain it and not further. You know, and because I like that great portion. You know, say make Nigeria as I kept pushing about say Banchi. And for your information, Nigeria is the biggest producer of cassava, which is ethanol, white gold. You can't university for your own research. They've done a series of research on it. Say cassava, banchi, white gold. Because apparently noodles near the and conform and no the whole world banchi no in manufacturing so many things, including ethanol. Banchi, Nigeria is the highest producer of banchi. I think Ghana is number 3 or so. Banchi. We'll break it down and go into it.
West Africa. Nancy and Nigeria are aggressive and banchi because the number 1 producer, I think, South American company, and one more banchi more than a year. But if they say China, Korea, because of bubble tea, we do California, we need bubble tea in top. Bubble tea, no one the banchi. One more year, it is tapioca.
Yes.
No, seriously, tapioca, bubble tea.
China for Najaboso.
Oh, what my diabo? So maybe call.
China for Nidia cocoa near the South American country, Brazil, they say Omina cocoa nibi.
Absolutely, call Alibaba and no bianum tapioca banchi tea. And a sorbitol from toothpaste, ne mouthwash, ne sa domestic, ne commercial sweetener and one your memo any for pharmaceuticals no any bonding agents inti ye the Ghana ne tua banche krempo na the reason tia fia me pe banche ne say banche said you can white gold na fe so renewable and say asase udua na tua what clear land no I say dia inti ye be lifted off moratorium on gold nominate nyoma say and sas here and you go into bantini me other and because sika listen 2023 if we had a trade surplus, which means that your exports was more than your imports by 5.6 and now 5.3 billion.
Ghana.
Yeah, we had a trade surplus. Yeah, it was 186 billion cedis of exports versus 180.3.
Even with the shortage in cocoa production, crying to me 1 million, we still had a surplus.
But
we could make more.
But if the sad reality is a surplus now a deceptive. And it's saying the surplus, even though we were close to 6 billion in the surplus, the say your biggest export was gold. So
and also I say
and your biggest import was petroleum and refined oils. So and also yes,
and also coffee because Legon economics with Dr. Sarkodie research may say extractive industry, oil me gold meaning extractive industry. We make surplus said okay, all the money goes. Over the last 8 years, Abrofo business is 48 billion. They've taken all the money away. So it's surplus, but really it's a useless surplus. It's not your money. It's a useless, useless surplus.
On the books,
especially cocoa in here because we couldn't even make 500 metric tons. Cocoa FCDM for years. We could not even make 500 metric. Are we even serious? Are we even just fans?
Out of 80%, gold was I think 45%. And friends saying oil was 23%, and cocoa was only 2.1% of the total 80%. Total export.
Go here intentionality. That's what we need. But if you now say we'll do this again for cocoa, gold, and all that. We'll do it again.
OKFM. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's you. Good night, you.